Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And we're here to talk a little bit of New York Knicks tonight. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I'm live. Look, NBA draft is coming. Free agency, it's coming. And I know you're going to want to stay updated on everything that's going to happen with the New York Knicks. So subscribe right now if you're not subscribed. Let's get rocking. And that intro did not work. So anyway, we just going to get to business, man, because you know what it is? And I'm sorry for the delay, but my external hard drive somehow, some way disconnected. I don't know why it decided to disconnect, but it decided to disconnect. So everything that's usually, everything that's usually on my screen is on my screen, but usually I got the intros connected to my hard drive, and there you go. You know, it's always something, man. Technology is going to be the death of us all. I'm convinced. You know what I'm saying? We got a video chat already, though. We got a video chat up and going. We got Andy. We got Big Freezy. We got Aunt G in the building. You know what I mean? Somebody else is knocking on the door, trying to get in. Let's see who this is. We got Guermo. Pretty much the same crew we had last night for the front stoop. Pretty much. And if you missed the front stoop, man, check it out. We had a real good conversation last night. You know what I'm saying? It was real fun. We talked about a lot of stuff last night. It was real cool. You know, so let's get over here. Let's join our crew, man. And look, you see what I got on the screen? Battling for point guards, or battle for point guards, point guard battle, whatever it says on the screen, on the cover. It's probably not the battle that you're thinking of, though. You know, I'm not talking about Kyrie Irving and Kemba Walker battling each other. It's a little bit different than that. Basically, the Knicks, I don't even know if the Knicks are interested in Kemba Walker. But if they are, they got a battle in front of them. Kemba Walker, as you all well know, and we'll talk about if he deserves it or not, and you know, the whole thing with Klay Thompson and all of that, you know. All NBA, third team, Kemba Walker. Does that change your mind? I know there's a lot of people that's like, we don't want Kemba Walker. We don't need Kemba Walker. We don't want Kemba Walker on the Knicks. Third team All NBA. Does that change your mind? Make you think any different? Let's see what we got in here. Let's say what's up, group. You know what I mean? And then we'll get around and talk to everybody. I'm gonna start with Andy. You know what I mean? Just Andy, what's good, man?
Yo, I'm waking up, starting my weekend early, 5:30 a.m. here in Europe. But what a better way to start the weekend with NBK?
That's it, man. No doubt. No better way to start your weekend than with nothing but Knicks, man. And talking New York Knicks.
Yeah.
What do you got planned for the weekend? What you got planned for the weekend, man?
I'm gonna have a barbecue party at my place.
Okay.
So it's gonna start early, and tomorrow's Mother's Day here in Poland. So
is it?
Gonna visit my parents and stuff like that. So
yeah, all right. Well, happy Mother's Day to your mother, man. Tell her NBK said
thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. You know, so enjoy your cookout and everything. Not that much news going on with the New York Knicks, but a little bit of news. Let me get around to everybody, and I'll come back to you. All right. Guermo.
Yo, what's good?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm not really convinced in the Kemba Walker stuff, man. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I like Kemba Walker, but yeah, I'm not giving him supermax money. I'm not giving him max money. Period. Good player, but 35% from three, 43% field goal shooting. You know, I don't know. I don't think they've made the playoffs yet, if I can remember. yeah, I'm not falling for the hype, man. So
Okay. All right. We'll see. I know that, there's going to be a lot of opinions going around. I mean,
and,
well,
and one more quick
we'll get
thought.
to
One more quick thought.
Go ahead.
Can we please talk about Drake? Because someone needs to like rob him, punch him, or something. Like
Drake?
he's too.
Drake?
It's disgusting, man. Yes, Drake for what he's doing at the playoff games. But I know we can talk about that at the end, but it just puts a.
It puts
It disgusts me, man. But go on. Let everybody else make the introductions. Well, let me not interrupt.
All right. Drake. Hey, he wants to be Spike Lee, man. What are you gonna do?
Spike Lee never got in front of the scores table.
Let's
touch Reggie Miller.
Hey, what's going on, Aunt G? What's going on, man?
What's up, man? I'm conflicted, man, because I'm a known UConn supporter, so Kemba's my guy. But people acting like Kyrie Irving, or they prefer Kemba over Kyrie because of a 4-game stretch, is insane to me. So I mean, we're gonna talk about it, man. But Kyrie is proven as a number 2 option. He's a champion. He's made championship winning shots. Man, Kemba's a cool dude. He's a hero at UConn. He's an icon. But listen, man, Kyrie's a different breed. He's shown he can do it. Kemba hasn't made the playoffs yet, so let's chill out.
I'm not even talking about what we're gonna get into it. I'm not talking about Kemba versus Kyrie. I'm not really talking about that, but that is part of it. We'll get into it though anyway. And let me get to my man Big Freezy.
Hey, what up, Sam?
Freezy, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Hey, man. Hey, hotep to everybody. Man, I'm groovy. I can't wait till July 30th, 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Or June 30th. I'm sorry. June 30th at 8 o'clock. So we can go ahead and sign Kyrie and KD. And I already asked Aunt G what he drinking, because when a championship, when we do that parade route for that championship, hey, bro, I'm pretty sure I'm going to see all of y'all.
Oh, Lord Jesus. These guys, man. Chill.
Oh, you said chill?
Sure.
Hey, you got to have, hey, Grumble, man, you got to have some kind of, you got to have some hope. You got to be able to, you got to have some kind of hope somewhere and at least dream a little bit.
I have hope. I just like it to just be on the home. Yo, Freezy should know we've been through pain, man. Like, we have scars. Like, why? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, don't jinx it, man. Let's just slowly get to June 30th or whatever, and let's just see how things
play out.
I want to believe, but let's chill out, man. Please, man.
Dog. Hey, chill, man. Somebody do something with this curmudgeon. Guillermo's curmudgeon. You know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody do something with him. Everybody in the chat. Look, I'm looking forward to see all of y'all. Everybody in the chat once we do that parade route for sure. And I'm passing out cigars.
You see, Sim? You see? All right, you see how they jinxing? All right. These guys, man.
You see how they jinxing it, huh? Hey, man.
Chill, man.
I kind of feel you though, Grum. I'm not gonna lie. I feel what you're saying, man. Let's let it happen, right? Let's let it happen before we go lunatic on it, right? I feel you on that. I do. I really do.
We got two guys who could literally make New York look like a soap opera in KD and Kyrie. Like, you gotta these are the two guys that it could be a cluster F of drama happening with the Knicks. Like, as talented as they are, man, we just gotta be careful because they could just go either way. KD might turn. He might not play games because someone said something to him on social media. Kyrie is on his just weird, weird whatever crap. So I'm just, I look. Yo, KD might join Love and Hip Hop during the season.
Well, I got, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. What we're gonna talk about a little bit about who we want, but before we even get there, I want to take a second, take a look at the All NBA teams before we even get there, right, and have a little discussion about that, and then we'll start talking about battling for point guards, because I don't know if we're having a battle, if there's an internal battle with fans, Kemba versus Kyrie, as much as we're going to be battling against some other forces, right? if we want either one of these point guards. So, first of all, let's just talk about the first team, second team, third team, All-NBA. And I want to get you guys' opinion on these teams. So the first team, 2018, 2019. Well, we'll start with the third team. Third team is Blake Griffin. James, the first time since 2007, 2008, he's been any less than the first team. Rudy Gobert, Russell Westbrook, and Kemba Walker is on the All-NBA third team. On the second team, you got Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid, Damian Lillard, and Kyrie Irving. So there's 3 guys that the New York Knicks would possibly be interested in on the third team. Definitely Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And then Kawhi Leonard is a guy that, we could possibly be interested in as well, right? These are supposed to be, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, they're supposed to be 2 of the top 5 players in the league. Only on the second team, All-NBA second team, All-NBA first team. Steph Curry, James Harden, Nikola Jokic, Paul George, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's your first team right there. I'm not sure who I have open, who's unmuted right now. I think I got Andy, Guermo, Big Freezy, unmuted. I'm going to start with Guermo. What do you think of those teams, man? I just read off the first, second, and third team, All-NBA teams. What do you think?
How is KD on the second team and not?
I don't know. Well,
Paul George on the first team.
Well, it's tough because, and I'm sorry, I'm responding to Ant. Paul George had a really good. Most of his regular season, especially early on, was spectacular. He actually looked like the MVP in a lot of spurts. His defense was ridiculous, and he was scoring at a clip. He was ridiculous. Kind of tailed off, but he and I think he got injured right near the end of the season, or he's out a few games, something like that. But he was basically MVP. So I don't mind. I guess I don't mind that, but Kevin Durant, not being first team, I don't know. It's kind of
I feel you.
Weird. So.
It's kind of, it is kind of weird that, Kevin Durant, everyone who says, listen, Kevin Durant and Kyrie and Kawhi Leonard, both guys, everyone's like, they are the, if you listen right now, people swear up and down that Kawhi Leonard, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but that Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the league, right? If you pay attention, if you watch Fox Sports 1, ESPN, whatever. And then, of course, there's people that say Kevin Durant is the best player in the league. But both of those guys, now, let's be fair, it's not the analysts, it's your media people who vote for these guys, your first team, second team, and all that stuff.
Sorry, Sim, sorry to cut you off. That's also a problem, too, man. I'm a big baseball fan. They have these stupid writers voting for people that should be in the Hall of Fame. And when I look at guys like Drew Holiday and Kemba Walker, right? Mm-hmm. Drew Holiday is averaging 21 points, 32.5% from 3, 47.2% from the field goal, right? 7.7 assists, right? Kemba Walker is averaging 25.6 points, 35.6% from 3, 43.4% field goal. But I don't know what their win shares are, but when I look at a guy like Drew Holiday, I think he's a better player, more consummate player than Kemba Walker. But yet Kemba Walker gets in an All-NBA team. Yes, Drew Holiday is. He plays way better defense. So and if someone could look it up, maybe I would think that his win shares are more than Kemba. And I think that Kemba, just because of the flash and these
give Drew his own team,
he looks better. But Drew Holiday didn't have AD for a good while. I know they didn't make the playoffs this year, but Drew Holiday has been an underrated player probably his whole career. And Kemba Walker, as much as I like him, I think somebody mentioned they made the playoffs once, I think 4 years ago. Delano mentioned it. But other than that, what has Kemba Walker really done?
You give Kemba AD, he makes the playoffs.
You think so?
Drew Holiday is not making the playoffs with AD.
Yeah, but Drew Holiday's a better defender than K.
I don't mean he's a better player.
Sorry, than Kevin. He is. Do you watch him?
And they made the playoffs with
agree.
Hey, let's try to go one at a time, man. Let's go one at a time. Let's try to go one at a time.
I'm saying this season, if you gave Kemba Walker the way he was playing the first half, Anthony Davis, the record would have been way better than what Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis record was before the whole AD trade rumor started. They were playing terrible. So if Drew Holiday is all-star level good, because Kemba Walker's a legitimate all-star. If Drew Holiday's better than that, then he needs to get more blame then. He should be performing better. When he got his own team, they didn't do anything. So I like Drew Holiday, but he's not all NBA team good. I don't agree with that.
Wait, but when AD came out, weren't the Pelicans still like staying afloat? Like when AD was quote unquote injured and all that crap?
They were below 500. I know that. But if he's better than Kemba Walker, he should be. I mean, Kemba. I don't think the Hornets and the Pelicans records were too different. And Drew Holiday had a half of a season of Anthony Davis. So I mean, who was Kemba Walker's second best player?
Well, listen, Drew Holiday. If you're looking at statistics right now, Drew Holiday's 21 points a game, 5 rebounds per game, 7.7 assists, shooting 47% from the field, 32.5% from three. Kemba Walker this season, 25.6 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 5.9 assists, shot 43.4% from the field and 35% from three.
Also, his field goal percentage is just those that Drew Holiday away for one stat. Come on, man.
No, but Drew Holiday's a plus. He's an elite defender.
No, I like Drew Holiday. What I'm saying is,
Kemba Walker's not.
Kemba Walker has shown he can be the man on the team and the team be decent. Drew Holiday hasn't even shown that yet. And that's not really his fault.
They don't run the offense. There's a difference. They don't run the offense through Kemba. They don't run the offense through Drew Holiday. They run Anthony Davis. And how much has that given them? That's the thing about it. We look at these flash plays and the fact that Kemba Walker has the ball in his hand. I'm pretty sure Kemba Walker's usage rate is a lot higher than Drew Holiday. So if it's that much higher, you're not winning that much more, and you can't play as good defense. I take the guy who I don't have to give the ball as much to. He puts up just as many points. His field goal percentage is slightly better, and he's a plus defender. And I don't have to use him as much. I can go to other guys and get the ball in their hands. That's how a team works. Now, if Kemba Walker was, say, even I can't use Kyrie Irving because Kyrie Irving playing a stacked team. If Kemba Walker was leading that crappy Charlotte Hornets team to playoffs, then it's like, all right, obviously the usage rate speaks to wins, but it's not.
They weren't that far for the playoffs. They were in contention to the end. Drew Holiday has Anthony Davis. If he's that good, if Drew Holiday's as good as y'all saying he is, the Pelicans should be a lot better.
Yeah, but they don't, like I just said, listen, they don't run the offense through Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday's still putting up those numbers. That's the whole point. If I'm running the offense through somebody, like put like this, right? James Harden looks good because his usage rate is high and they're winning with him, right? I think his win shares, I don't know, it's ridiculous because they run it through him and he's at least playing above average to justify the high usage rate. Now, if your usage rate is that high and you are not winning, then you are somewhat of a black hole, or at least the offense that we run through you is a black hole. But if I'm looking at a guy like him and Drew Holiday, if I don't have to use the ball through you as much and you're putting the same numbers, around the same numbers, plus you are a better defender for the same position, you add more value. It's just simple as that.
Yo, can I say something right here?
Okay.
Can I jump in and say something right here?
Go ahead, jump.
Hey, so to me, I think the deciding factor in this argument is that Drew Holiday plays in the Western Conference against more stat competition and putting up better numbers. You know what I'm saying? And Kemba is doing it in probably the most watered down East we've seen in years, and putting up those numbers. So if you have to pick one, then I would go with Drew Holiday, even though I feel like Klay Thompson is better than both. But if I had to choose between Kemba and Drew Holiday, I would say Drew, just because of the circumstances that he's facing.
So y'all believe that if you take Drew Holiday off the Pelicans with a healthy Anthony Davis and you put Kemba up there, the Pelicans get worse?
I'll go other way, man.
Better.
If I was gonna pick one of those two, I'll pick Holiday as well.
Thank
to
you.
build my team in my system and play my type of basketball I like.
Right, and to Aunt G's example, though, you just proved our point. If you take Kemba off the Charlotte Hornets in the East and switch him with Drew Holiday in the West, he still puts up those numbers against better competition. That was the point I'm getting at. And plus, what Guillermo said is correct too, in my opinion, that you have to factor in defense. You have to. In fact,
Well, we can't hear you, Mark. We can't hear you, Mark. Hold on. We can't. Hold on for a minute. We can't hear what he's saying.
I'm just saying, if Drew Holiday is that good, man, then somebody with the Pelicans is doing terrible. Because if you got a player that good with Anthony Davis,
well, it's not that good. But also look at it this way: Anthony Davis was injured and out. Right? They were in playoff contention for a little bit. I was watching that close, but I know AD was out over those games and the quote unquote injury, and they were flown around 500. But they also don't run they run the offense through various people in that team. Now, the thing about with Kemba Walker, like, we're looking at a guy, don't get me wrong, I still remember Kemba Walker versus Pitt, one of the greatest college players of all time. It's one of my favorite players to watch, point guards to watch at least. But Kemba Walker is a score-first point guard, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but we see that, yes, the assist numbers are a little inflated, whatever, but he needs the ball in his hands to be effective, right? The game today, if you are not making at least three primary guys in your team dangerous, you're going to be a team that's more likely to be able to be stopped. And we've seen that with Kemba Walker. Look, Kemba Walker is a great player, is a good scorer. But when you look at his numbers, I mean, his efficiency numbers aren't that great to say his usage rate is so high, and they're not winning through him. So I look at a guy like you, Drew Holiday. If I can take away 15%, right? I can cut the usage percentage by say, or by 500 base points, whatever you want to say, 5%, whatever. If I can do that and have the same numbers as a Kemba Walker, around the same numbers, plus better defense, then you are a better fit. Now, if you want to have your system be a system where it's a heavy on-ball point guard system, fair enough. Go ahead and let's see how much you win. And it just is not a system that works. The Houston Rockets got as far as they can, and look where they are.
All right. I'm gonna get to a phone call real quick. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear it, so you're gonna have to check out the stream in order to hear it, I believe. All right. But I'm gonna get to a phone call, then I'm gonna get back to it. Caller, you on live. Tony, you on live. What's popping, man?
What's going on, Sim? Shout out to the chat.
I'm chilling.
Black is time.
I'm chilling.
You guys is having a good debate, man.
Good debate. You know what I'm saying? Kemba Walker and Drew Holiday. And that's not even really debate. The debate. Really, the question. I haven't even gotten to the question, but, I guess it's already a hot topic. Really, the question is, if we are interested in Kemba Walker, him making the All-NBA team, what's that do as far as the Knicks, if the Knicks have any interest in him whatsoever? And I'm not gonna say that the Knicks do not have interest in Kemba Walker, right? I believe that he's gonna be one of the guys that they possibly talk to during free agency. Kemba Walker is eligible for the supermax, which means he is eligible for $221 million. Now, the Knicks can't pay him that. The Charlotte Hornets can pay him that, right? Him making the All-NBA third team, does that put pressure on the Charlotte Hornets to say, or does that give him leverage to say, yeah, I should get the supermax? And if that does, do the Hornets say, we don't think you're worth the supermax? Or do they give him the supermax? What do you think happens?
I think what it does is puts the Hornets in a position, if they want him back, to keep him, because I don't think if he gets offered supermax or anywhere, I think it's like, what is it, $50 million extra?
I mean, the supermax is going to be like $30 more million, I think.
30 more million?
Yeah.
So if they offer him anywhere in that range, you know what I mean? They could offer him 10 extra, 15 extra. But they put him in a position where it's going to be hard for him to say no.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I mean, it's crazy. I think they're in a position where they kind of have to try to keep him. Those small market teams.
Right.
That's what the rule was put in place for. Now, granted, they lose him. It's a clean slate. It's a rebuild, and potentially something. I mean, if they're smart, they plan for it, but it's not what they necessarily want to do. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
These teams don't want to rebuild every 4 to 8 years just because they can't keep players.
Right. Right.
What I wanted to say about the little debate they were having, well, number one, Kemba Walker's being underrated right now. And Drew Holiday is a great point guard and a great two-way player.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a big difference. And you don't even have to put the Drew Holiday comparison. Let's just compare him to all the other point guards in the league, per se. If you're coaching against the Hornets, what's your game plan going to be, Sim?
I mean, if I'm coaching against the Hornets, my number one game plan is going to be to try to make it tough for Kemba Walker.
Exactly.
Right. That's going to be that's the first thing.
What's going to be your secondary game plan? Like after Kemba, who are you trying to stop after that?
Probably nobody. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really studied.
You don't really know.
I know. I'm trying to stop. What's his name? Hernandez.
Frank.
What's his name? Who did we trade to him a couple years ago?
Hernan Gomez.
Yeah, Hernan Gomez. I'm trying to stop Hernan Gomez. No.
I mean, that's my point right there.
That's the point.
You don't know who else you're game planning for. Right. Every single night, somebody's playing against that team. They're game planning for Kemba Walker, and he's still putting up buckets. If you're coaching against the Pelicans, you're still not game planning for Drew Holiday.
Okay.
You're really
fair
not.
Point. That's fair.
You're game planning for AD. You're game planning for Randall. Holiday's an afterthought, and I think that's why he killed, because he's an afterthought.
Okay. So do you believe that? Do you think that Kemba Walker deserved All NBA over Klay Thompson?
No.
Me either.
Well, you know what? This is what I'm going to say. I'm actually going to say yes, because if you're grading the performance throughout the regular season, then yes. Klay didn't stand out this year.
No,
you know what I mean? Klay,
he didn't.
He had great moments this year,
okay.
But overall he had a subpar year.
Okay, and he did go through a stretch. He went through a stretch where he really did struggle. And by the way, I'm reading in the chat. I read in the chat that Kemba Walker he can get $80 million more plus another year.
And that's what I thought it was something crazy.
With the supermax.
So that's
wild.
what I'm saying. They could offer him 50 extra instead of the 80, and who's gonna turn down 50 million? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dollars over 5 years, an extra $10 million a year. Nobody's gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I think it just puts the ball in the Hornets' court as far as if they offer him 50 of the 80. Or 40 of the 80, it's still going to be a tough decision for him to turn that down.
And
I think that's what the league really wanted.
Yeah.
I was talking to my boss earlier today, right? And and I was just throwing conspiracy theories of. Now, granted, that's what the rule was made for, but it's put Kemba in All NBA team so the Hornets have a better shot to keep him. Don't give Klay don't put him on the All NBA team. So technically, the Warriors are more inclined to keep him because they're saving about $60 million by him not. He lost $30 million, but if they paid him that $30, that's $60 million in luxury tax. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just crazy how things turn out. Same thing with the number one draft pick on the Pelicans. It made it easier for them to be like, you know what, let AD go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We bring in Zion. I mean, it was just some crazy things we were talking about today.
Do you think the Knicks are going to, at any point, given the situation, look Kemba Walker's way?
I think it's a strong possibility. I think ultimately what happens is KD or Kawhi are priorities. They get the interview or whatever with one of those two. I think they're gonna be like, who you want, who you want to play with. You know what I mean? Who you want us to go after.
Right.
So if one of those two guys, or say, yeah, we like Kemba, then I think it's a go. Other than that, I don't think so, because I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna have to be okayed by whoever the primary free agent signee is. If we don't have a primary signee, I don't think he's on the list.
Yeah. Okay. Big shout out to Marty Knicks. He says, for the super chat, thank you, Marty. He said, getting Kemba is the Knicks thing to do. What's up, Knicks family? Missed y'all. Glad to have you back, Marty. Really, I'm gonna tell you the truth though about getting Kemba. I know, there's the size issue. He's 6'1". I think it's gonna depend on who comes with him. Really, not who comes with him, but if you have KD, maybe that's a little bit. Maybe it looks a little bit different if you have KD on the team. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about Kemba Walker, we'll see. But that if the Knicks are interested in, have interest in Kemba Walker, All NBA team, that does provide, that's another. That may be another obstacle for the Knicks. Not that the Knicks can pay him the supermax. You know what I'm saying? But now, he, if he wants to stay in Charlotte, that's a negotiating chip for him. We'll see how that's gonna play out. We'll see what Michael Jordan wants to do when it comes to Kemba Walker and how much he really values Kemba Walker. And I don't know if he's worth the supermax. I mean, to me, the supermax should be reserved for the KDs, LeBrons, the Currys of the world. You know what I mean? I don't know if Kemba Walker is a supermax guy.
The only reason I disagree with that sentiment, like, I'm not saying he deserves it or doesn't deserve it. I say he deserves it because he made the All-NBA team. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the way it's structured. Like, are you arguing?
Right.
You think it's structured wrong?
It makes you eligible. Well, it makes you eligible for the supermax. I don't know if it means that you have to get it, but it makes you eligible, I guess, for the supermax, right?
I mean, I like that as a negotiating. I like that it gives incentives for guys to make the team, even though what I don't like is the voting system. I think they need to fix that in some type of capacity. Okay. So I don't know if letting the players vote is any different, because some players may hate on other players. I don't know.
Yeah, especially
I don't like it in the media's hands.
Yeah, I don't think having the players vote. I don't think having the players vote is a good idea, because you talk about players' salaries. You know what I'm saying? The money that they could possibly get. I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea having the media do it. The only thing that I will say, and listen, it's been in the media and all that stuff. It's really not the players. The players haven't said anything about it. It's been the media, right, bringing it up and asking, is it right that the media, that certain people in the media vote for All NBA, vote for MVP, and all that kind of stuff. The only thing that I can say, and I'm getting this, and I agree with Colin. You guys probably you know by now, I listen to Colin Cowherd, and I like the guy, right?
Yeah, me too.
But he has a point where he says the players sign up for it and they know it. They know that the media is, are the ones who do the voting. But I agree with you though, because my issue is I don't want to discredit the media and say, oh, well, you didn't play basketball, so you shouldn't be voting, or you don't play basketball, so you shouldn't be voting, because I don't think that's the right mentality either. But what gives the media the cachet? What gives the media the power? Why does the media have the power to do it? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. Why the media? You know, and you know why the media? I can understand why it wouldn't be just the fans, right? Because the fans are gonna vote for their favorite players. I don't know. Maybe there should be some kind of hybrid voting between the fans and the media, the same way they're doing with the All-Star team now. I don't know, but I do agree there probably should be a different kind of system since their money is attacked, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Finn, before I hang up, because I'm going to let you get some other calls and everything, I was just watching a little video you got on the side with Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I was just zoned out, bugging out, because we ain't never have a point guard that can do those kind of things. Man.
Right.
Like, I was really just zoning out, like, oh, he's on our team. Like, I forgot.
Yeah. It's been a long.
That's awesome, man.
You know, it's been a long time since we had, some electricity in the Garden. You know what I mean? That was one of the big things with Zion, just trying to get some of that electricity into the Garden. You know, it's been a long time since we had that kind of electricity.
But yeah, I'm gonna let you go get some more calls. I'm gonna keep listening in. Shout out to the chat. Man. Yo, Blackest Time.
All right, peace.
Keep doing your thing.
No doubt. That man is that whole thing is a little bit different. I feel like, you know what I mean. Not that it's different. We've known about it for years, of course, and the MVP voting and all that kind of stuff. But maybe it's time the NBA takes a look at it. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Hey, yo. Hello. What's going on, man? All right. We ain't got time for games up in here. You know what I'm saying? We don't got time for games. But, call in 516-405-2246. All right? I'm going to get to OG Mark. I'm going to get to Who's Mark in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I want to get you guys' opinion. Who's Mark? I'm coming to you right now. You know what I mean? And just as I'm coming to Mark, he switches to his laptop. Now he's back. Mark, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's poppin', man? What's with this Kemba Walker talk? You getting me anxiety, man.
Dude, I'm not. Dang, Mark, you getting anxiety over just talking. Come on, man.
What's good, bro?
I'm chilling. Listen, my question is this. My only question is this. If the Knicks are interested in Kemba Walker at all, anyway, listen.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not taking it off the board. You know what I mean?
I'm just smiling.
I'm not taking it off the board. I'm not taking it off the board, right? But if they are, does him becoming eligible for the supermax, how does it impact things with Charlotte and all that?
Bro, he's gone. Jordan said it himself. He's not paying him $200 million to be a non-playoff team to pay into the luxury tax. If they have to pay him, they're going into luxury tax. And they don't have that type of money to go on luxury tax if they're not winning anything.
Well,
he's gone. He's not a $200 million player.
But does it mean that they are going to give him the supermax and he's going to ask for the supermax?
No, he's going to ask for it because
you think so?
No, he's going to ask for it because he's eligible for it. There's no way that someone that can get paid $200 million is not going to ask for it. It's up to him if he says. It's up to him if he says, okay, Jordan, I want to stay in my whole career. You could pay me I think it's 141 would be his it'll be 191 without the supermax if he signs with Charlotte, if it's not the supermax, and 141 if he goes anywhere else.
Right.
Jordan ain't gonna pay that because they're not a playoff team to even go over the luxury tax. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And he's not that type of bro. Yo, it's like paying John Wall 40+ mil. It's even if he was healthy, it's out of control. It's out of control. There's only about 7 to 8 players that deserve a max contract, and you won't be worried about it. There's only about 7 of them in the league. The league need to figure it out because teams are overpaying for players that's not in caliber as Kawhi or anything like that. And it hurts the team cap-wise. It really does. It really, really does.
I mean,
it really does.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts the team, but it help, but it helps the players' pockets.
No, it helped the play. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm a sports fan. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's just like if I got Kevin Durant, do I want to pay 30 mil? I don't want to pay Kemba 30 plus. Honestly, honest to God. As a second guy, no. I think Kemba's more of a third. I don't think he's that. I think he can get exposed in the playoffs so easily, bro, as a small guard, bro. I just don't trust small guards and playoff contingency like that. When you're watching the playoff, players are getting exposed left and right. And guess what? The strongest are surviving right now. Now, if Kemba, right? It's like, yeah, he puts up 26, his best year of his career, but he shoots 43%. 43%.
Mm-hmm.
He's a high volume shooter. Now, if his scoring was effective on like some Steph Curry or even Kyrie tip, I would slightly think about him.
Yeah.
I would take Drew Holiday before I take him. Because guess what? I think when Kemba is not scoring, tell me, what else does he does well? He's not a good playmaker.
Okay. Hey, Mark, give me 1 second. I need to test something. Give me 1 second. I just need to test something.
The All-NBA.
Okay. All right. Tested it. I don't think you can hear that, but did you see Klay Thompson's reaction to Kemba Walker?
Bro, I've seen it, and it's well-deserved because I don't think Kemba Walker should have been that. No.
So in case people haven't seen it, and I'm pretty sure people have, just stay live, Mark. I'm going to show this real quick and play this real quick. I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear it. All right. So I'll let you know when we're ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Klay Thompson in reaction to Kemba Walker. Not Kemba Walker, but knowing that he did not make the All-NBA third team. This is Klay Thompson. And knowing how it impacts his money.
Really made the All-NBA team, which would have elevated your potential.
Oh, I did? They already came out?
Yeah, it came out today. You were like right behind Beal. Right behind, who got third team? Kyrie. But you barely, Kemba. Kemba got it. You were a couple.
I mean, that's cool and all, but like,
yeah, because he's better
when
than
you go to
Kemba.
5 straight finals, I respect those guys, but when you go to 5 straight, I mean, it takes more than just a couple of NBA guys. It's like an all-time team, but whatever. That's not. I'd rather win a championship than be 13 All-NBA. So it's all good.
Do you not like that affects potential contract statuses, All-NBA stuff, because that would have elevated you to another.
It is what it is. I can't control it. Do I think there's that many guards better than me in the league? No, but that's the reason why we're still playing. So I don't even want to get into it, honestly.
Like, how are you able to roll that off your back? Given, there's money.
And there you go, man. Listen, I don't blame Klay Thompson for being a little upset. You know what I mean? I'd be a little upset too.
He averaged 22 points shooting on 47 field goal and 43% at three. Come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays elite defense. And he's an all defensive player this year. Come on, man. That Kemba one was a reach, bro. That was a reach. LeBron shouldn't even be on it either. That should have went to LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, there's an argument for that. There's an argument for that. How do you feel about the voting process, man?
Nah, they all got it right because people complain about that Kevin Durant, Paul George. Paul George had to carry a bigger burden than Kevin Durant did. That's why.
Well, I mean, but just the voting process.
The whole totality, besides the Kemba should have been off. I'm fine with everyone. And that LeBron,
I'm just saying the voting process, the voting process, and that the media votes.
I like that because if you have players vote, it'll be catastrophic.
Well, that's true.
You can't allow players and fans to vote. No, they'll let the media do it. It's just it is what it is. It is what it is, and they got it. Yeah. Listen, that Kemba and LeBron joint really got me mad because you put 2 losing players in the All NBA. These are for the best players. It's the best players. That's the most productive in the league.
Yeah, big shout out to Krillin876 said when the cap goes down, big contracts, teams are screwed.
But Sam.
And then 1 second. And then the J. Caleb show said out of 102 point guards, ESPN's real plus minus. This is Drew Holiday and Kemba. On defense, Drew is 9th, Kemba is 80th. On offense, Drew is 7th, Kemba is 4th. Real plus minus wins, Drew Holiday 4th, Kemba 6th. And then in win shares, this is again the J. Caleb show. Thank you for the super chat. He said in win shares, Drew Holiday is 5.4 in win shares. Kemba is 7.4. The NBA leader is Harden at 15.2. So take what it from you will, man. What it from you will. Take what from you will. But you know,
what has Kemba done, bro? If he's this good, Drew Holiday, people forget when he was in Philly, he went to the playoffs.
That's just saying his win shares, man. That's it. That's just saying his win shares. It's just his win shares on a bad team. They were 38 and 44 or 42, whatever they were. 38 and 44, I think they were in the Charlotte Hornets, and the New Orleans Pelicans were like 33 and whatever, 49 or something like that.
Okay. Oh, but you know what? I'm not even worried because the Knicks ain't gonna do. Anyway, I'm not worried about them thinking about getting Kemba because they said if they not getting the top 2, they ain't getting nobody. Yeah. So I ain't tripping.
Okay.
So if we don't get the top 2, if we don't get what we want, we just go right. We just do our rebuild, and I'll be fine with that. Okay. I'm not taking on no Kemba Walker.
I mean, the only thing I'm gonna say is what I think the Knicks would have been prepared to pay Kemba Walker. Because he is now eligible for the supermax, takes it off the board. I think the Knicks may, if they did not get Kyrie Irving, I think they may have been interested. I think it probably takes him off the board, though. The fact that he can possibly get a supermax now, and it's going to take he made the All-NBA third team. It takes his value up higher. Yeah, I think it takes the Knicks off the board.
And two, Sim. Like Jimmy Butler looking for 5. Teams don't even want to give him 5.
Yeah.
Teams don't want to give these. Teams are not willing to give these guys that are just like the second tier guys or the third tier guys that type of money for that amount of years. Yeah. They're not going to do it no more. I told you. After what they did 16, that 16 thing was cut. That when they did 16, it was because what Golden State caused in the league. And they had every team scrambling, overpaying players. Yeah. So when Kemba got that 200, Jordan was like, "Thank you." Jordan was like, "You made my decision a little more easier." Because I think if he didn't get All NBA, I think they probably would have resigned him because Kemba is looking to cash out because he was getting paid 11 plus a few years back. He was on a 44 for 4 years deal.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. Big shout out to Daryl Pemberton. Thank you for the super chat, man. He said Klay got robbed.
Yeah, Klay got robbed.
He said Klay got robbed. And I feel you. I mean, Klay didn't have the best year, but I get it. I understand. And Marty Knicks.
Wait, hold on. No, Sim.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Marty Knicks, thank you for the super chat. He said Frank Ntilikina got robbed. Robbed or what? Did he get robbed in France? Did he get robbed in France? I don't know. But go ahead, Mark. What was you going to say?
The funny thing, if you're going to look at Klay Thompson's stats, bro, in the beginning of the season, he only had 7 bad games. He had a stretch of 7 bad games. If you go look at the rest of his thing, his numbers went up dramatically. Okay. He finished the season off with 47 from field goal, 44 averaging 22 points. Kemba's at 26, right? If you go look at Kemba's last few months, he went down.
Yeah, I mean, Klay Thompson's at 21.5 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists. He shoots 46% from the field, 40% from 3, 81% from the free throw line.
And he attempts, 15 to 16 shots a game?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Kyrie, and I'm gonna get to OG Mark here, and I'm gonna come back around to everybody. Everybody and their mother knows that the New York Knicks have a love affair with Kyrie Irving. At least the fans do. And we don't know if Kyrie Irving has a love affair with the New York Knicks yet, but it's possible. Obviously, it's out there. Brian Windhorst today said that he believes that Kyrie is considering going to the Lakers to team back up with LeBron James. It's out there that LeBron James has called Kyrie, is speaking with Kawhi. I don't know if he's speaking to him now. If I'm Kawhi, I'm not taking any phone calls from anybody while I'm focusing on making it to the NBA Finals. So I don't know about that. At least I'm not taking calls in regards to free agency. But they say LeBron James has spoken with Kyrie Irving, to try to recruit him to play in LA. Okay. Well, I guess Windhorst has reported that James has had contact with Kawhi and Jimmy Butler. That contact could be anything. That contact could be a DM that Kawhi ignored. I don't know. LeBron James added fuel to the fire, right? When somebody on Instagram posted a picture of Kyrie Irving in a Lakers uniform, and LeBron James liked the picture. So it adds a little bit of fuel to the fire. What do you think? Do you think Kyrie Irving goes to the Los Angeles Lakers? And is this, you seen my last video, the last show was basically about New York, the Knicks, battling against Los Angeles for players, battling against the Clippers for Kevin Durant, battling against the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis if the Knicks so choose to pursue Anthony Davis, and now battling against against the Lakers for Kyrie Irving. Right? New York and LA battling it out all summer. What are the chances that Kyrie Irving chooses to go back and play with LeBron? One, OG Mark, I'm coming to you. What are the chances that Kyrie chooses to go back and play with LeBron? And then two, does it do anything to Kyrie's reputation if he does skip New York and go to LA? And I'm not saying it does anything to his reputation because he skipped out on going to New York. But does it do anything to his reputation because now he's back playing with LeBron, maybe even admitting that he needs LeBron to win, to be successful, right? He needs his big brother, right? I'm coming to you, OG Mark. I want to know what you think about it, man. What do you think, Mark?
I think in the sense of been there, done that, I think Kyrie really does need his space. I think that they spent enough time together to, get on each other's nerves to the nth degree. Mm-hmm. And there was always something missing there from Kyrie. So if he wants to feel more fulfilled and much more part of the reason a team becomes successful and becomes a championship team, I just don't see the luster in going back to, big brother rubbing your face in it, so to speak. And, the first time that something hits LeBron the wrong way, he's going to jump all over Kyrie the way that he has in the past. And, he's kind of like that type of a leader. And that's why I always believed that Kyrie was the leader of the team. And that's why LeBron's really reaching out to him. He knows he needs leadership. But some people might laugh at that. But I always believe that LeBron was never, ever the leader on any team that he won a title with, which is, both teams. But I never felt like he was the leader. So that's how I look at that.
Okay. But if he does do it, do you think does it hurt his reputation?
Oh, of course, Sam. It would scar his reputation. One, because his true feelings are out already.
Right.
We've all said our true feelings. Maybe you have a couple of cocktails over this holiday, you might say something. So that's a lesson to us all. but sometimes you'll say something, but you still love that family member.
Of course.
But like a daughter has to leave the house to become the real woman. And when you have too many women in the same house, it's just too many leaders. He needs to go find a little space to write his own super chapter. He's always a part and a blip in LeBron's chapter right now. And I don't blame him for feeling that way. I think it's only natural and healthy. I think what some people call crazy and nuts, I just call normal.
Hey, listen.
You know what I mean?
If you're talking about LeBron and Kyrie having the big brother, little brother syndrome, me and my younger brother, man, we used to fight all the time. You know what I'm saying? We used to fight all the time from the time. He's
I know what that.
He's 6 years younger than me. Right, we used to fight all the time, and that's part of having a sibling rivalry. And so even if you have people who are close together, right, and they're not true siblings, sometimes you still have that sibling type of rivalry. I play on a men's basketball team, and there's a guy on the team that we kind of have. We came from we kind of have like a big brother, little brother type of a rivalry, right? I'm about 10 years older than him. We kind of got that thing kind of going on, a big brother, little brother type of thing. It happens. I look at it like this, though. It's so toxic over there in LA. It's either it's either the perfect fit for Kyrie or it's a horrible fit for Kyrie, right? Because if it's toxic, Kyrie is, I don't want to say he's toxic, but he's kind of drama-filled too, right? So he might fit right in with the Lakers and there's just be a whole drama show over there in LA, or at least on the Lakers side. You know what I mean? Or he's like, you know what? I'm done with that. The Knicks, while Max Kellerman and all these other guys in the media want to continue to say that the Knicks have all this drama and this and that going on, to be honest with you and to be truthful, and if Max Kellerman, and give me a second, you're still live, I'm just going to get on my soapbox for a little minute. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, man.
But Max Kellerman, if I know you're a Lakers fan who was turned off by the New York Knicks or whatever you want to say, right? But if you're being truthful with yourself, the Knicks are not that laughing stock right now. They may have had a bad record. You can have a bad record without being a laughing stock. All right? You got to give it up to this front office, Max. You know what I'm saying? And anyone who is watching, you can feel free to cut this clip out and send it to them. I might do it myself, right? But you got to give it up to this front office. They are laying the groundwork for stability. You can't say that everything is stable yet. They've been there for, 2 years. This is the second year with this regime. But they've made prudent moves. They've been smart. They did the right thing with Kristaps Porzingis. They did the right thing with Carmelo Anthony. When it back then.
Yes, they did.
You know what I'm saying? They drafted well. And you can only believe that they're going to be prudent and smart in this year's free agency, right? So Max Kellerman, I like you, right? I do. But I don't like the way you talk greasy about my New York Knicks when it's uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? You got to chill with that because, it's propaganda, my friend. You know what I'm saying? It's propaganda. But anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry. I wanted to get that out. I really did want to get that out because the other day, when he was talking, he was talking about KD and the Knicks, and he was still, basically saying the same exact things about the Knicks. I was like, yo, this dude is bugging, man. This front office has changed. And it's different. It feels different. It looks different. It's not the same freak show, man. It's different. You know what I mean?
Sim, can I jump in a second?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
It's the one thing that always comes out of his mouth, Max Kellerman, and I even hate to say his name and give him so much airtime tonight, but that guy, every time he has a chance, all he does is try to jam the Knicks up, and he keeps waving the Dolan flag. Like as soon as he's on air, Dolan is a bad guy. Would you lay down? Somebody give him a tranquilizer for God's sakes. And, I don't really go by anything. I would never stop and ask him which way out of the desert if I was wearing a Knicks T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He's a fraud.
Exactly. Yeah,
you can. I don't have any love for him, buddy. You might say you like him, but that makes one of us on the show so far.
Hey,
because I'm out.
Hey,
I don't like
feel
him.
you. I feel you.
I owe him one. He's a fraud.
Yeah, he pisses me off sometimes, man. Pisses me off sometimes.
Yeah.
He does. But I'm gonna get around.
Laker fans love him.
Yeah. I mean, he switched over to become a Lakers fan.
A fraud.
Yeah, he switched over to become a Los Angeles Lakers fan. But let me get around, man. I'm gonna get around to some other people because I want to find out, what people are thinking about Kyrie Irving. I want to know. I want to talk to you a minute, right? I want to find out from you, Ant. What do you think? What are the chances that Kyrie goes to LA, Ant? I don't know if Ant can hear me. Right? Ant, can you hear me? Ant G. I guess Ant G can't hear me. I'm going to come to Andy. I don't know because I can't hear Ant. Yeah, he ain't paying no attention. Coming to Andy. Andy, what do you think, man? What are the chances Kyrie goes to LA? Maybe I lost all of them. Maybe none of them can hear me. I don't know. Hey, guys, can you guys hear me over there? Hello? Maybe they can't hear me. Well, I guess I'll get to a phone call then. And when they can hear me, I don't know why they wouldn't be able to hear me. They're probably having their own conversation. But anyway, a caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Hello? Caller, can you hear me? Have I lost you? Maybe I lost sound to the entire outside world, and maybe only you guys can hear me. Somehow, some way, I've lost something. But anyway, Kyrie Irving. I mean, what are the chances? Do I believe that Kyrie Irving is going to the Los Angeles Lakers? To be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, if he decides to go to the Los Angeles Lakers, then I think it's going to be a mistake. I don't think it's going to turn out. It's not going to turn out nice. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's gonna. It would just be entirely too much drama. You know what I mean? Entirely too much drama in LA. With Kyrie Irving added there. And then to tell you the truth, and I see you guys in the chat, I didn't mute myself. I think something happened with my system. So I think that's the reason why. I'm gonna try to get it changed in a minute. But I believe that going to LA is going to be too much. And I don't think that they'll win in the West. Now, I'm sure that Pelinka and those guys would try to fill out that roster. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. But I don't know. I just think it would be too much to me, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys can hear me, but I guess I got to do some work in the background. I've been having some problems with this audio thing the last couple of days. You know what I'm saying? I think that, and I think when the Knicks meet with Kyrie Irving, if they're smart, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, they would try to use, their recent stability as a selling point. You know what I'm saying? And if their number one competition is going to be Los Angeles, right? If that's the
Even Beach is dirty.
And you just got to bring a knife.
And excuse me for a second as I mute my opinion. All right, there we go. Now I got everybody muted. Now I got them back. But the Knicks need to use their recent stretch of stability as a selling point for Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure that Kyrie, at this point in his career, Kyrie's got to be, you know, he dealt with some stuff in Los Angeles. In Cleveland. Obviously, he dealt with some stuff in Boston. It didn't go well in Boston. He's got to be ready to just be stable, in my opinion. Right? So now I'm going to try to get back around to the crew because I think now I got everybody ready to go. Aunt G, can you hear me? Okay, I tried to come to you earlier and my audio was, you know, acting kind of funny. So now I want to hear from you. All right. What are the chances that you think Kyrie?
Oh, you broke up a little bit at the end.
What are the chances that Kyrie goes to Los Angeles?
Zero. Man.
Why is that?
Yeah, I'm putting that 0. I believe Kyrie respects LeBron, and so he's probably entertaining his conversations about it right now. I could see that. You know, Kyrie's picking up the phone, you know, listening to LeBron. But Kyrie cares about what people think about. Like, he wants to be seen as an alpha. There's no way he's going to.
Right.
It's going to be like the devil and the angel on you.
Okay, give me 1 second, Ant, because you know I'm having audio issues and you're going in and out. You're going in and out to those who are listening to you, right? But you're not going in and out to me, so I don't know what's going on. Go ahead and say something again. I can hear you, but I don't think they can hear you. I think it's going in and out. Yeah. You know, just that. You know, happens every once in a while. I start having audio issues, and it's terrible when it's live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There you go. Now I think it's good.
Okay. Well, no, I was saying 0%. I was saying I think Kyrie cares too much about people seeing him as an alpha. So he's not gonna run back to LeBron in LA, and it's gonna come down to LeBron in LA and Kevin Durant in New York. And I think it's an easy win for. Out of respect.
So you say at the end of the day you don't think Kyrie is going to make that move?
Nah, it's not in him. He's his pride not gonna let him do that. I mean, that's a big admittance right there, man. You can hang up all the Mamba mentality, all of that, Kobe being your idol. Nah, you gonna forever be little brother. So
yeah, that's the truth. You will, but you know, how long does LeBron have left? I mean, if Kyrie were to sign in LA. Right, and I think I got the audio stuff right. I'm sorry. I think phone calls are going to be off the table now, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. So if you want to get a word in, you might have to jump into the appearing. But what I'm saying, if Kyrie were to sign in LA, would he sign short term? Would he sign long term? Right, and because LeBron's not going to be there forever. LeBron is working his way out the league. He's preparing for retirement. And that's part of the reason why he's in LA. You know what I mean? So don't you think that maybe Kyrie would be thinking, okay, I'll go to LA. LeBron will be there, and then when he's gone, it's my team.
I mean, Kyrie's body. How long is Kyrie gonna last? So I think Kyrie's looking for the best of both worlds right now, where he can, because I think he knows in his own mind that he can't do it by himself. So I think he's looking for a way to alleviate that pressure while also not admitting that. And I think the perfect scenario is to go with his buddy KD. I think that's just the perfect scenario.
Okay, and that's and so the perfect scenario for you is that KD is in New York, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Because, you know, KD could end up with the Clippers, and then Kyrie go with the Clippers if you're saying you're going to end up with KD.
Nah, man, the Clippers are just an emergency policy. Like, they're just making sure they don't get in trouble for tampering, man. That's all. That's all that is, man. It's just a life insurance policy. That's it. In case everything, like in case Jim Dolan goes nuclear, you know, the Clippers are sitting there.
All right. All right, let me see. Guillermo, I'm gonna come to you, man, because I want to know what you think about it. Just give me one second before I get to you. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You get a notification whenever I go live. Free agency is coming up. The NBA draft is coming up. You're gonna want to stay updated with what's going on with the New York Knicks, man. And this is gonna be your number one source. You know what I mean? To not only stay updated, but to get the opinions of your peers, your fellow New York Knicks fans. It's gonna be the best place to come to. So make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. All right, subscribe to the channel right now. And if you use SeatGeek to buy tickets, if you don't use SeatGeek to buy tickets, start using SeatGeek to buy tickets. Use the code NBK and you'll get $10 off your first purchase. Any kind of ticket you're going to buy, it doesn't matter if it's a baseball game, a concert, whatever you want to go to, you can get $10 off your first purchase if you use NBK. All right, Guillermo, I'm coming to you, man. Coming to you. I want to know from you, do you think Kyrie will go to LA?
Not even close. When Kyrie Irving said that stuff earlier this season, Kyrie Irving, like I said, he's Machiavellian, right? He has guys and people in his ears, right? You know, Rod Strickland, his father, all these guys have been connected. He has Kobe in his ear. You know, Kobe told him to get away from LeBron James. You know, LeBron James is going to leave him in tatters with that team in Cleveland. And he's not going to go back because he tried to create a name by himself. And remember, he got traded, right? He wasn't really a free agent. He wasn't really able to go where he really wanted to go because Celtics weren't even on his, you know, so-called list of teams. He only did that stuff with the Celtics to try to galvanize those younger players to kind of follow after him, where it was like, if I can so-called apologize and, you know, be deferential to LeBron James after all the stuff that we did, then you guys should be the same way too. And it backfired on them because they all looked at him like, we don't really care about what happened with you and LeBron. That's you and LeBron. No one cares. We're not going to sit here and just follow you as a leader because you said so. So Kyrie Irving's not going back. He's just saying a whole bunch of – he was saying all that stuff to try to galvanize guys. He can't go back again because also his legacy will now be strictly seen as, oh, you really can't play without LeBron James. Because remember, back with that Cavaliers team, there are many people, including me, who thought Kyrie Irving was really the so-called – top dog alpha on that team. Yes, they had a great two-man series when they went down 3-1 versus the Warriors. But Kyrie, he was a steadying ship on that team. He was an assassin. He was a killer. He was a guy to take those clutch shots. He carried them in the first and the fourth quarter. LeBron James and all those guys filled the rest. So if he goes back to the Lakers, it's going to be seen as you really can't win without LeBron James. You're not really the alpha and this unique individual, this so-called assassin that you put yourself out to be. So he knows he's not going to LA. He's probably going to go to New York. I think the only thing that probably stops him going to New York is if KD somehow doesn't come, then he'll probably go someplace else. But there's no way in hell he's going to go back and play LeBron James, especially with all that upheaval over there. You talk about the Knicks. We just have a really bad owner. But we are actually miles ahead in terms of stability versus where the Lakers are. Yes, the Lakers won more championships. But right now, that genie bus and the ownership and all that catastrophe, Kyrie doesn't want to go there and even at best win one and then have all the credit go back to LeBron James. So I highly doubt Kyrie Irving is going to go and play LeBron James again.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What other teams besides the Knicks, obviously the Celtics, what other teams do you think would have a chance at Kyrie Irving? Who else do you think the Knicks would be competing with?
If they really want to go for broke, say they get Kawhi, I might get killed on this, but you know, I'm not saying they have a chance, but I can see this being a viable option. The Clippers is one team. Yes, the Clippers have Gilgert, whatever his name is, and he's a really good point guard. But you're talking about Kyrie, who's going to give you probably 3-4 more top years of play versus a kid who's still growing and still could be really good. You know, if they really got desperate, I doubt this would happen. But if they really got desperate and somehow AD changed his mind, go to Pelicans. But I doubt it. They have Drew Holiday. they're probably going to draft Zion. I really doubt it. But, I'm just trying to look at teams where it's like if you add him in, like say, for instance, I highly doubt this happens. I think he's going to go Clippers anyway. But say Toronto, say they got rid of I don't know what Kyle Lowry. How many years Kyle Lowry has? Someone could put it out in the chat.
I'm not sure.
But you pair Kyle Lowry. You pair Kawhi Leonard if he wanted to somehow resign by the grace of God with the Raptors, and you could get Kyrie Irving. That's a very dangerous team. You have two guys you have a guy in the backcourt and the front court who can kill you in multiple ways, and you have a ridiculously probably one of the best defenders in the game in Kawhi Leonard, and you could replace Kyle Lowry, who's talented but pretty inconsistent, with a guy like Kyrie Irving. It's a very dangerous team. But again, I don't think anyone's really competing with the Knicks for Kyrie Leonard.
Kyle Lowry.
Kyrie Irving, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, Lowry right now, he makes $31 million this year, $33 million next year. So
you're not getting rid of that.
19-20, right?
You're not touching that.
Yeah.
But people say, they say they're going to get rid of Conley. So who's going to take Conley's contract for Ja Morant? So
I don't know how that's going to work. And I'm going to say I want the Knicks to stay away from it.
Me too.
I want the Knicks to stay away from it because, look, we're clearly going to be looking for a point guard somehow, some way next year. Whether it's Kyrie or not, Kemba Walker or not, we're going to be looking for a point guard, in my opinion. Right?
Yep.
The Memphis Grizzlies, they're looking to start over with a new leader, and that's probably going to be Ja Morant.
The will of Ja.
Right? So that means they're either going to draft point guard number 2 and have him come off the bench. That's like drafting a quarterback at number 2. It's like the Giants drafting a quarterback.
Oh.
Right? And then having him come off the bench for Eli. It's like
that sounds like a familiar situation.
You know what I mean? Do you do that do you draft Ja Morant number 2? You got the number 2 pick. You draft Ja Morant and you have him come off the bench maybe for a year. Mike Conley's on the books until 2021.
Oh.
You don't have him come off the bench for 3 years or for 2 years. Right? Because Mike Conley, he's making $30 million this year, $30,521,000, $32,511,000 next year, $34,502,000 in 2020, 2021. So where's he go? Where does he fit?
Mike Conley, his game is so. It's weird. Mark said this before? He might go. They might. But I don't know, because he'd actually fit on Toronto. And Mark brought this point up, but then Kyle Lowry's there. So Mike Conley's somewhat of an overrated point guard. I still think he's really good, he's good. But 30 mil, remember he had that 155-year contract, so he's getting paid 30 mil a year. Who would need a point guard who's a little bit older, who's not, the top 5 point guard in the game? I don't know if there's really a strong market for him. Man, you say his contract's coming out in 2021, so he's not even going to be expiring. So
right. So that's what I'm saying. I want the Knicks to stay away from it.
Oh, we better say. But first of all, there are a lot of other bad options, Sim, that we can make, like Kemba Walker, before we even think about trying to trade for a guy like Conley.
Mike Conley this year. And listen, I like Mike Conley. I'm not gonna lie, especially when we were running the triangle. I really did like Mike Conley. Nah, man,
don't touch that. Yeah, you're right, Sim. Let's not talk about that.
You gotta stay away from that. Oh man, but it just scares me that the Knicks try to get fancy and say, okay, we'll make this move. You know what I'm saying? They get 2 guys. They get KD. They get Kevin Durant. They get another guy, they get another guy with Kevin Durant, or Jimmy Butler, or somebody else, right? And then they're like, well, you know what? We can find a way to fit Mike Conley in here, and we got 3 of them.
Don't touch it.
What do you do? Because
say no, Sim.
I know you say no. I know you say no. I know you say no. You know, Mike Conley this year, he averaged 21 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 6.4 assists. He only shot 43.8% from the field, 36.4% from three. He played 70 games this year. 6'1". Knicks got to stay away from that guy, man. Not that I don't like Mike Conley, not that I'm hating on Mike Conley, but
he's not a game changer.
This is not the time to do it. You know what I mean? This is not the time to do it. It just isn't the time to do it. You know what I mean? Now Mean Son, okay, now Mean Son is in the
oh, Lord.
chat, right? And he says you can contend with that. He's saying you can contend if you have Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant. You know what? Now Mean Son, you might be right. You might be right. Maybe you can contend.
Contending and being strapped and having no leverage for the future and not getting to the championship.
Yes.
You can contend with that. But
yeah, see that's you probably can contend with that. And defensively, you'll probably be very good. I don't know how far that gets, man. I don't know. I'm gonna come to Big Freezy. I want to see what Big Freezy thinks about Kyrie going to LA. If that's in the if he thinks that's in the cards, and Mike Conley, Big Freezy, hey, what's good? Up, what's good, man? What do you think, man? Kyrie, is he going to LA? Is he coming to New York?
It's in the bag. Kyrie's coming to New York. That's in the bag already. You know what I'm saying? It is the Brian Windhorst dude. To me, has always been like the chick dude, the dude that always spreading like the most obscene gossip ever, especially if it's centered around LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Anything centered around LeBron, the dude is going to say the most glowing thing about LeBron James. Period. That's just what it is. Right. Yeah, anything surrounding LeBron. And the reason why I feel like Kyrie is not going to the Lakers is because the Anthony Davis trade rumors to the Lakers killed the young core's chemistry and stunted their growth. And now you're talking about Kyrie going there when you drafted a young point guard 2 years ago. Now, what are you going to do with your young point guard? You know what I'm saying? He showed promise. They showed promise until LeBron got there. LeBron got there, and they fast-tracked and got everything off course. So, I mean, I don't see Kyrie going there, and he's not a fit. I think Kyrie and KD are coming to New York. The Knicks are going to explore this Anthony Davis trade scenario until they find that either they have what it takes to get them and not gut the young core, or New Orleans asking price is obscene and they'll go in a different direction. That's just the way I see it.
Okay. All right. How would you feel? Let's just say that Kyrie did go to the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's just say it happened.
Right.
What would you do if you heard that the Knicks were interested in Mike Conley? How would you feel about that?
I like Mike Conley.
I like Mike Conley.
30, what he's making now, and what he's making now, the annual salary, what he's making is basically a little lower than most premier point guards at that position, and it's only 2 years. So you get say Mike Conley for 2 years to help bring along your young core and to make sure that KD gets the ball and such. You have a proven leader, and then in 2 years, we might be in the market for, say, a Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Or a Dame Lillard or somebody else that's coming up, on an expiring contract. So I'm not opposed to Mike Conley. And the reason, and not to cut you off, I'm sorry about being chatty, but
no, it's cool.
But the reason why I wouldn't be opposed to a Mike Conley is because we've had 1,000 for the last 1,000 years. We had 1,000 different point guards starting the season off at for the Knicks.
Right.
I mean, Brandon Jennings, all these Derrick Rose, all these dudes, and none of them was stable. The thing we know about Mike Conley is the dude is a proven vet, plays at a high level. You're not going to get anything crazy off the court. The dude is unselfish, willing to play in a team system, and to top it all off, your coach coached this dude before. So I don't see any downside to it.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So you bringing him in, this dude already knows what to expect because he's already played for Fizdale. So now you got a veteran in KD, a veteran in Conley. You have a rookie in RJ Barrett, and then the rest of the youngins that can get direction from Fizdale because your vets are already basically buttoned up.
Okay. I just, you know, I don't know. I worry. I don't like the contract that much. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't. You know, he's what? Mike Conley is what?
31
years old. 31 years old.
Right.
We'll see what happens. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, though. I'm not going to if the Knicks get KD and Kyrie does not come, that Mike Conley isn't a constellation. A trade for Mike Conley isn't a constellation.
Right.
But
only in that scenario is what I'm saying.
Right. But then you're talking about, because you're not just signing Mike Conley, you're talking about trading young players for Mike Conley, because you know, you're not signing them. So now you got to give up some people to get Mike Conley, and you probably, just to make the salaries match, you got to give up a lot. So actually, now that I really think about it, it's probably not even, it's maybe not even something that's on the table, because I do not think that the Knicks are going to give up Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr., and whatever else they'd have to give up to get Mike Conley. I don't know.
So Sim. Here's the thing. You only have to match salaries if both NBA teams are over the salary cap. That's the only time you have to match salary. So the Knicks could in theory absorb a Mike Conley contract because they are not over the salary cap.
No, you're right. You're right. They could absorb his contract, but then you'd be cutting off getting another second. You could absorb his contract. Okay, you're right. You could absorb his contract, sign KD, and then if like a Anthony Davis or somebody was coming, you could still trade those other guys. You're right about, you're right. You're right. So you could like trade a draft pick or something like that, bring in a Mike Conley to take up some of that. You know, you got $74 million. Let's say you did trade a draft pick. You absorbed Mike Conley's contract. Now you got Mike Conley. You signed KD, and then trade for Anthony Davis. That's entirely possible. Yeah, you're right about that.
Right. And so my scenario, the one I mentioned on Twitter, and yo, hey, Knicks fans, man, get on Twitter, man, so we can continue the conversation 24/7. But anyways, the scenario I mentioned was sign KD first, trade for Anthony Davis, and then absorb a portion of Mike Conley's contract, and then whatever else we can say throw in, say the fringe contracts like a Henry Ellison and people like that we pick up the options on, just so that we can match salaries. And then that way, you know, you can tell KD, hey, listen, we're in the process of trading for Anthony Davis. Who's going to say who's going to play point for us? Hey, man, we already have a trade in the works for Mike Conley. And if it don't work, it's only 2 years. And in theory, if it doesn't work, it's really only 1 year, because we can also trade Mike Conley after this year to a team looking for an expiring contract. So it's even more attractive. So I don't see I don't see this being a situation where we'll be pigeonholed or backed into a corner if we trade for Mike Conley.
Okay.
So
let me get around. Let me see what some other people think. As we talk through it, there are some options there, and it's something that maybe you don't want to, that the Knicks may not take off the table. You know what I mean? I got my man with the P hat on. I'm not sure your name.
Yeah.
What's good, bro?
What's up, son?
I'm chilling,
What's good,
man.
son? My name is Devin.
Devin, what's poppin' with you, Devin?
Oh man, I'm just listening to these guys in the chat right now. Hold on, let me mute them.
Mute them.
Yeah, they're talking about either KD or Kawhi or KD or AD. So I don't know. I'm torn between the two right now.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you
uh,
this, right? Because we're gonna be in a market for a point guard. You know what I mean? We talked about Kemba Walker is now eligible for a supermax, which could possibly take the Knicks off the table if the Knicks were interested in Kemba Walker. Kyrie Irving, from the rumors out there, has interest in the Los Angeles Lakers and probably still interest in the New York Knicks. If the Knicks miss out on both of those guys, would you trade for Mike Conley?
I mean, I'm sure we have to trade a pick, right?
No, if you were, so what the possibilities are, you could, because the Knicks are under the salary cap, they could trade a second round draft pick for Mike Conley, right? And be able to absorb his contract into our salary, right? And then still sign KD, and then still trade for Anthony Davis.
Oh wow, yeah. So Mike Conley, Anthony Davis, and KD.
That would be a very strong lineup.
I'm
not gonna lie, that would be a strong lineup. Although Mike Conley.
Do we even need DeAndre?
Well,
do we need DeAndre or?
I think DeAndre Jordan would probably, however it goes. If you get Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis, I think DeAndre Jordan is signing for the veterans minimum or something to play for the Knicks.
Right. Man, that sounds amazing. I mean, that's a veteran point guard for a couple years that could probably lead our guys off the bench, make them a little bit better. He's a leader. He's a proven leader, obviously, but I don't know. He's kind of old,
He's a leader. He's been to the Western Conference Finals. He's been in the playoffs.
Right.
He is 31 years old, and he does get injured a lot.
And I feel like point guard is the most active position. You are always constantly moving, running around. So the 31-year-old point guard is like, it's tough, But I mean, he's in good shape though. I'm pretty sure he's in good shape.
Yeah. You know what? And there's a lot of people I see in the YouTube chat that's like, why trade for Conley's old butt? You'd rather have Dennis Smith Jr. Let me tell you something. If you're trying to win a championship,
right?
Dennis Smith Jr. and I understand what you're saying, right? He is older. He does have, he's had injury problems, and he's small. He's 6'1". But if you win a championship, I'd rather go to battle with Mike Conley than go to battle with Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. is good. He's not the leader that Mike Conley is on the floor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The IQ level is big difference.
Yeah, the IQ level is way different. And he's been to the Western Conference Finals. He's been in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? His contract is tough, man. It's a tough contract. It's definitely a tough contract. So
I compare him to like a poor man's Chris Paul, a little bit, scrappy. He shoot the three when he needs to. He's more clutch.
Yeah.
But it's a toss up. Like I said, like the Rockets were the biggest competition to the Warriors. I feel like, and so
Now, and I just want to respond to something. Like, I see some people be ball for real. Some other people say, Sim, you're giving up everything for a 2-year window now. I don't think so. I'm not saying that this is what I want to do. I'm just throwing options out there, people. I'm just throwing options out there. That's it. Throwing options out there, right? If you're a GM, I'm not a GM, but if you're a GM, you got to look at all the options, right? My daughter, in the next year and a half, she's going to be ready for college. And like I told her, don't take anything off the table right now. Don't rule out anything right now. Right now, you put everything on the table. Any option that you can think of, you put it out there. When it comes down time to make a decision, then you start to rule things out. But you never rule out anything now. You keep it out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you're saying about a 2-year window, I disagree that would be a 2-year window. The reason why I say that is because after that 2 years, let's say it doesn't work with Mike Conley, well, then now you got another it doesn't work with Mike Conley. The 2 years is up. You probably still got KD, still got Anthony Davis. You got $30 million to go sign another player. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you don't take options off the table. You keep them there. And because when you put options on the table and you got things to discuss, it starts to breed other ideas. Other ideas start to come out. When you start to take options off the table, you start to close that door and you limit your thinking. When you keep the options on the table, you can look at them all, you know what I'm saying? And now you start mixing and putting pieces together and say, well, maybe we do this. I kind of like this part, but I don't like this, but I do like this. And you start to put things together, you know what I'm saying? And other ideas start to pop off, and you make and you got other GMs that got other ideas, and other things start to happen, and now you're really working. You know what I'm saying? But once you start taking them options off the table, you close yourself off, and and then all of a sudden now you got the door closed on so many things. My thinking is you put as many options out there as possible. You know what I'm saying? And then you start to dwindle it down as you're brainstorming and talking and you're really making moves. You start to dwindle it down, and then you start taking stuff off the table. So I'm just throwing options out there. I'm not writing Scott Perry and Steve Mills. I'm not starting a petition to sign or to trade for Mike Conley. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out
and
there.
And other teams notice that too. Other teams notice that, like you're willing to deal, and they'll start putting pieces out on there that you didn't even think were available.
Yeah.
So you're just opening yourself to bigger opportunities.
Yeah. B-Baller for real said, when your option is a 31-year-old player, you should seek other options. But I love you though, Sam. I mean, you might be right, B-Ball. You might be right. You know what I'm saying? But you had an option there, and you might have this in the in the lower echelon of options, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? But it's there. Let me get around. I want to see what Who's Mark thinks, man. And then I'll get back around. What would you say your name was again?
Devin.
Devin. I'll get back around to you, Devin.
All
right.
All right, no doubt.
Who's Mark? I'm coming to you, bro. I'm coming to you. I hope you're ready to rock. Who's Mark? Because I'm coming to you. Mark, can you hear me?
What's happening?
What's good?
What's the topic?
So right now, we just listen. We brainstorming, so don't have an aneurysm on me. And you got your eye all up in the camera too. You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
My bad.
So don't have an aneurysm on me, okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. You about to start tripping out. Mark about to start tripping out. So we talk about Mike Conley, right? Mike Conley makes $30 million this year, 32 next year, 34 in 2020-21.
Okay.
Right? Let's just say that the New York Knicks strike out. Kyrie decides to go to LA. He wants to go back with his big brother.
Okay.
Right? Kemba Walker, whatever happens with Kemba Walker, he doesn't come to the New York Knicks. The Knicks talk to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant says, I'm signing. Right? They're talking to New Orleans, and New Orleans is like, hey, maybe, this deal sounds like it could go through. Let's continue to talk. So now all of a sudden, the Anthony Davis deal is on the table, and it could happen.
He wants to come to New York bad.
But now you need a point guard. And your only option, because you're Anthony Davis, your only option, maybe not your only option, but your best option right now, maybe, is to trade for Mike Conley.
You would have to.
Right? You trade into that salary cap.
Yeah.
Right? Would you do that? Or would you say, no, I'm just going to rock with Kadeem Allen and Dennis Smith Jr.?
So my thing is, right? That wouldn't be possible because we would be trading for two players that's making a worth of $50 million, close to that.
No, but it would be possible.
Tell me how it would be possible.
Because it would be possible so if you either one of those players, you trade into the salary cap, so it's just like signing.
Are you talking about all three of them together, or just either or?
So no. I'm saying all three of them together. So this is how it's possible. This is how it's possible, right? So let's say you trade for Mike Conley. You say to the Grizzlies, we will absorb Mike Conley's contract because we have $74 million in cap space. We will absorb Mike Conley's contract.
Yeah, they looking to trade him.
Right. So you say we'll absorb his contract. Then you sign KD. Now, the same thing like you would have done if you would have signed Kevin Durant and Kawhi. The same thing you would have done is now you can still trade for Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because you just absorbed Mike Conley's contract. Would you take Mike Conley, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant?
Yeah, because I just want another bona fide guy with KD. That's my whole thing. I want another bona fide guy to go against another team with firepower. As long as I get another bona fide guy, and I trust Michael Conley. Like, Mike Conley's battle tested. He's defensive. He's a point guard that get everybody into the game. And he's just a heady guard, and he would play well with Kevin Durant. Now, check this out. Because me and Mark was talking in the chat. What if we get Kawhi, KD, and Kyrie?
Well, I mean, how do you do that, though?
Because guess what? We could sign and trade for Kawhi.
I guess you can sign and trade for one of them, right?
It's
Because the Knicks would be under the cap. You can sign and trade because you have the player coming in. So,
but check this though.
So you can sign and trade. We had this discussion a couple streams ago. It is hard to do a sign and trade, but it is possible.
No, it's possible because Houston did with Chris Paul.
Right.
And guess what? We will have maximum leverage because we wouldn't have to give up RJ Barrett. And if we don't have, I would keep RJ Barrett if I could get Kawhi and have those four going into the season.
Right.
I would keep RJ Barrett because, again, not that I didn't like RJ Barrett to be on his team by himself. Now, if he's playing against superstar,
I don't know if you would still be able to. I don't know. Would you be able to keep RJ Barrett?
Yeah, because guess what?
Because
guess what? Because if Kawhi is leaving, right? Because it's just like what Chris Paul did with Houston and Clippers. Chris Paul could have just opted out and said, "I'm out." But he told the Clippers, "Listen,
right?
You could trade for me. You could get whatever you want from me, but I'm going to opt into my deal." So the thing is, we would have to get Kawhi to opt into the $23 million, and then we would have salary cap. We would have the salary.
If he opted in, if he did opt into the $23 million, which I don't think he will, because I guess he can make more money. But
he can make more money.
If he did opt into it, then you could possibly find a way to package together some players to trade, so that you can match the salaries.
Yeah, and think about it. The 4 players already: Kevin Knox, Lance Thomas. The deal will go there.
Right, Ntilikina, Dennis Smith.
Ntilikina and Dennis Smith. That's 20. That's 21 already.
Yeah.
That's 21 already. I would prefer that.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But if I could
possibility.
If the Anthony Davis, KD, and Conley, I would do it. I would be fine with it because I know what Conley is, I know what AD is, and I know who Kevin Durant is. We all know who he is.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. But that would be cool. But there's a lot of teams that want Mike Conley. Miami want him. Phoenix is in for him.
Phoenix might be interested in him.
Utah is in for him. Utah want a point guard bad, and Rubio is not resigning there.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talk about Rubio.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talk about Rubio for the Knicks. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Stay live, Mark. Stay live for a minute.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, man, we're talking the Knicks and point guards, battling for point guards. The Knicks are going to need a point guard going into next season. If we're talking about, we've been talking about Kevin Durant, right? The rumors out there that Kyrie Irving could be interested in the Los Angeles Lakers. Brian Windhorst said Kyrie Irving would consider the Los Angeles Lakers. To top it off, adding fuel to the fire, your boy, LeBron James, likes a Instagram post where, somebody put a Lakers jersey on Kyrie Irving and he likes it. So fuel to the fire.
LeBron desperate.
Right? Yeah, he's desperate. He's definitely desperate. Adding fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? So what happens if Kyrie Irving is off the board? I guess your next option is Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker just made the All-NBA third team.
That means he All-NBA.
Right? That makes him eligible for a supermax. That might take him off the board because now that elevates his status a little bit, gives him a bargaining chip to ask for money that maybe the New York Knicks would not be willing to give Kemba Walker. And who knows what the Charlotte Hornets are going to do when it comes to Kemba Walker.
Not giving him 200.
Right? So the Knicks are going to need a point guard. That's why we're talking, when you hear us mention Mike Conley, that's why we're talking. We're just talking about ways that the Knicks can acquire a point guard, because if you're coming with Kevin Durant, I'm sorry, Dennis Smith Jr., Kadeem, Frank Ntilikina, it's not going to get it. It is not going to get it because Kevin Durant is going to want to win
now.
Not tomorrow, not yesterday, right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be time to waste. So you do need a legitimate, and so you need a legitimate point guard. You know what I'm saying? A legitimate point guard. Right? So, where does it come from? If Kyrie does go to LA, where does it come from? If Kemba Walker's off the board, where does it come from? That means you got to find a way to get it through trade.
Yo, Sim.
Right? A legitimate point guard that's going to be able to, that's battle tested, that's been there. That's why Mike Conley's name came up, because he is someone that's going to be available. The Memphis Grizzlies have the number 2 pick. They're not going to draft Ja Morant, sit him for 2 years behind Mike Conley, in my opinion.
No, they
doesn't make sense.
Right,
doesn't make sense. That's like drafting a quarterback. That's like drafting a quarterback and playing him, drafting a quarterback in the first round at a high pick. I'm a New York Giants fan, so I know what I'm talking about. And then playing him behind Eli Manning. Right? That's the same. That's the same equivalency. The Memphis Grizzlies, I don't think they do. I could see maybe a year. Right? You draft Ja Morant, maybe he sits for a year behind Mike Conley. But I think the Grizzlies are going to be looking to move Mike Conley.
They said it themselves.
And they're going to be looking to move Mike Conley.
Tim, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What if, I hear people talking about, let's build naturally. Then y'all don't want Kevin Durant? If y'all don't want Kevin Durant, then we build. But if Kevin Durant's saying he's coming here, and we just dismiss Kevin Durant, bro, y'all shouldn't be Knicks fans, or y'all shouldn't even be on this channel. It's a joke. It's a joke. You pass up on KD? That's stupid.
But they're not gonna listen. The Knicks not gonna pass up on KD. You can.
But people keep saying build naturally. KD's not 26. He's 31.
I mean,
he's 31.
Listen, if you get KD, and the reason why people are saying it though, Mark, is because it does sound like the same old Knicks from the past.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
But KD ain't Carmelo or Amari.
I get it. I know. I get it. I got you. I understand. I do understand.
This is a different type of player, bro. This is something we never had.
Hopefully.
And you know what's so crazy?
Hopefully this injury isn't more than. Hopefully this injury isn't more than they're saying that it is when we talk about Kevin Durant.
Hold on, Sim. Save KD's injured. Pray to God he's not. Teams will still give him the max and wait for him next year. Teams will still give him his money. Just to get Kevin Durant in your door, on your roster, that's what teams want. And Kevin Durant could be injured this summer, and teams will still give him that money. But I hope he's not injured. I hope he's not. But to pass up on Kevin Durant, what y'all think?
I mean,
like this whole thing. You think Kevin Durant's gonna go from playing with a star point guard to play with Dennis Smith? Are you kidding me?
Right. And that's the thing, right? Exactly.
Are you kidding me? He would downgrade from a A+ to a D.
And that's why we're having this whole conversation. That's why we're having this whole conversation, man.
I just want to know where people's logic and brain is at.
Yeah. So I'll be having this whole conversation. Let me get over here to Andy. I want to know what Andy thinks. You know what I'm saying? And ladies and gentlemen, I just put in the YouTube chat a link to my website, nothingbutnicks.com. If you're interested in purchasing or making a deposit for opening night tickets, it's available right now. You know what I mean? And while you're on the website, you can check out pictures from opening night last season. You can check out pictures from Martin Luther King Day. We had a ball, man. We had a ball. So you can make a deposit now for opening night tickets, because if we get who we plan to get, opening night is going to be crazy. You can believe that. Opening night is going to be crazy. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, or if you're not new to the channel, you just been around and you haven't subbed me up, sub the channel. Ring that notification bell. The NBA draft is coming. It's right around the corner. July 1st. Free agency starts, as a matter of fact. Free agency actually is starting a little bit earlier. The Knicks can start negotiating 6 p.m. on June 30th. You're going to want to stay updated on everything. And this is your source right here. I'm saying this is your source. 3 nights a week, we're live talking New York Knicks, updating you on everything that's going on with the New York Knicks. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can get notified whenever I jump on and go live. All right. Let me get to my man, Andy. I want to know what you think, man. I want to know what you think. What's our point guard situation going to look like? Are there any other options out there? You know, we're going to need a veteran point guard if you bring in KD. Any other options out there? Maybe if the Knicks do trade for Anthony, maybe something happens with Drew Holiday as well. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, it's exactly how you said it, that KD won't be willing to play with a young point guard. So none of our guys are, not going to stay. They can stay, but I don't think they're going to be, the starter for a team with KD. Well, I was running down the list of, free agents or unrestricted ones and restricted ones and stuff like that. So, of course, Irving is, the best option for us. I wouldn't go with Kemba. No chance, because he got to the all NBA team. So that's actually a disadvantage for him, unless he wants to, stay with the Hornets, because I don't see anyone paying him that money.
Right. I agree.
Well, D'Angelo Russell, he's restricted. Malcolm Brogdon, he's restricted, and I would like him, but I don't think KD would like him. And also, of course, he's restricted, so the Bucks gonna pay everything. Goran Dragic from the Heat, I wouldn't take him. Ricky Rubio, he's an interesting option, but I don't think he's the point guard that KD would like.
Can't shoot.
He's the really good floor general and stuff like that. He became a better 3-point shooter, which I like, because I think you got to be a threat to make the game easier for yourself at the point guard. But I don't know.
Now with Ricky Rubio, he did become a better shooter, but he shoots very slow. Like, it takes him.
Yeah. He gathers. He gathers.
He gathers. So he's not the kind of guy that's going to be able to just catch it on his toes and get up in the air and shoot it. So that is a drawback.
Exactly. But lower down the list, you got Derrick Rose, which it's not a possibility for me. Rozier, maybe. Elfrid Payton, no. Patrick Beverly, I don't know. He's that tier of the point guard that you want to have. But I would maybe talk with him.
Now,
Darren Collinson, he's an unrestricted free agent.
Okay. Yeah. Now, see,
but
Patrick Beverly may not be that, that tier, but I will say, he's obviously
an interesting option.
He's an interesting option, very interesting. He's obviously a defender. Yeah. He's a defender. He plays with a lot of heart, and he has some experience in the playoffs. I think he likes it in LA though. I think he likes it with the Clippers, and I think he likes it with the Clippers.
And from the players that have already contracts signed and stuff like that, like you guys were talking about Conley, well, he's only 1 year older than KD, so that wouldn't be the window type stuff like that. So he's too young, too old, or he's going to break down something like that. He already, played with Fizz. That's also a plus. The minus is going to be the contract. But if you think about it, you're going to sign Kyrie for even more money. And the really important thing that could be in play and determine stuff like this that we are talking about is for how long KD is going to sign with us. Is it going to be a 4-year deal? We are not sure about that. Maybe he's going to say, okay, give me a 1+1, and then you end KD and Conley at the same year, and you're again open on the market with another $70 million in money.
Right. Because Mike Conley and KD came out in the same year, right?
I think so.
You had Greg Oden and Mike Conley played same AAU team. You had Greg Oden, Kevin Durant, and Mike Conley. Yeah, they all came out in the same year.
Yeah.
But
that the contract structure is really important here because of course we would want Durant for a 4-year deal, right? And probably he would be more interested in that, but you can't write it off that is going to take a 1+1 and see how we're going to develop what we're going to do, because if he only gets one more max free agent and we don't have money for the rest of fill out the team and stuff like that, and we won't be able to get the trade, I don't think he's going to be liking those 4 years with these youngins of ours.
He doesn't want that.
Exactly.
Let me give a couple of shout outs. Big shout out to Ralph Petito. Thank you for the super chat. He said, unmute yourself. That was when I was having some audio issues. Thank you, Ralph. I got it together. Nick Gabe, thank you for the shout out. Mighty Knicks, again, says KD could not win in OKC, but will in NYC. Now, here's the difference, Mighty. KD is a better player than when he was in OKC. A much better player, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He's a different KD now. When KD was in OKC, he was quiet, right? You didn't hear him doing everything that he's doing in the media now. I think more of his personality has come out since he's been in Golden State. He's a much more confident player since he's been in Golden State. He's won, obviously, at a very high level. He's been an MVP of the NBA Finals. He's a different player than when he was in OKC. So, yeah, you can, I mean, obviously, a championship is never guaranteed, but you can win with KD. I mean, you can win with KD. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? KD's injury, man, what do you think? You think it's more serious than what they're letting on?
Well, I was thinking about it. I was really thinking about it because, it looked really bad. And now, why wouldn't he want to play? They had easy games. Why just not trot around the court like Steph does?
Of course, there are people that continue to, say that it's possibly, and they're not saying possibly. They're wondering, is it his Achilles, right? They say that it's a calf strain. And here's the reason why they would keep it quiet, right? Because obviously, if it's an Achilles, he's going to be a free agent. I mean, that just
exactly.
That just that messes up a lot of things, a lot of money. And of course the Knicks would be the one that signed him anyway, but would you? If you found out that it was an Achilles, he tore his Achilles, would you sign him anyway?
I definitely would turn my main attention to Kawhi. Actually, my main attention would be to Kawhi. But if Kawhi wouldn't listen and stuff like that, well, I think you still gotta make the shot. But then I would be the one pushing for the 1+1.
Okay. I mean, if that were to happen, would 1+1 even be enough time for him to recover?
Yeah, but let's say the Achilles is gonna take 1 year. Mm-hmm. So they wouldn't have to sign another max free agent. They can just fill out the roster with, take some bad contracts in for another picks and stuff like that. Again, a tanking year in front of us. But then, in the next offseason, you're going to have Klay. You're going to have, Giannis, I think. and stuff like that. Maybe he would even sign up for that if he knows that this is an Achilles, tear or something like really, really bad.
Maybe you have Giannis. I think, Giannis probably opts out of his contract because opting out, you can make more money, but he probably signs right back with Milwaukee, in my opinion.
But I'm just, you never know. Maybe his brother's gonna, push him like KP's once.
Yeah.
You're gonna sign 10 asses back to Knicks and stuff like that. The Kostas one from Dallas when he gets cut and stuff like that. So
yeah. Mighty Knicks asks, could KD go back to OKC since he's a Bron wannabe? I don't think so. I don't think him and Russell Westbrook is gonna work. I don't think so. I want to talk about RJ Barrett for a minute. Right? An article came out today. He's talking about RJ Barrett. And it said, here's a juicy comparison. This is from the New York Post. Here's a juicy comparison to chew on over Memorial Day weekend. Courtesy of ESPN's college basketball savant, Jay Bilas. And if you know who Jay Bilas is, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Bilas, he is your college guru. Right? He is the college basketball, one of the college basketball player gurus. Yeah, I actually, I've got a chance to play in a couple of basketball tournaments with him. While I was coaching, he was coaching his son. He was coaching his son's team. We didn't get a chance to play them because they were in another age bracket. But listen, he's a basketball junkie for real. I've seen him at several tournaments. He's there. He watches every single game. Not every single game because you can't when there's like 30 games going on. But, he watches a lot of games. He's there all day from the morning to the evening, man. And then he goes back to his hotel, and who knows? He's probably watching more basketball than he's definitely a basketball junkie. So if there's anybody that you can trust, Jay Bilas would be a guy that you can trust when it comes to evaluating players. So this is what he had to say about RJ Barrett. Bilas sees a lot of 2018 MVP James Harden and Duke's lefty 6'7" shooting guard sniper, RJ Barrett, who should be available at number 3 for the New York Knicks. He's legit, Bilas told the Post in a phone interview. He's worthy of being the number 1 pick. He did things this year that hasn't been done by a freshman. He handled the ball, ran the point, played off the ball. He did everything you can ask of a player. Barrett's a lot like James Harden. His outside shooting is going to improve. He shoots a good ball. His mechanics aren't broken, and he'll get much better. He's athletic. He's more than crafty. He's athletic. It's like saying James Harden is not athletic. He's absolutely athletic. And that's, Bilas disagreeing with pundits and analysts who say that RJ Barrett isn't really athletic. And then speaking about the Memphis Grizzlies, this is Jay Bilas again. He said anybody with the number 2 pick would have to think hard about it. If you're not thinking hard about it, you're making a mistake. There's nothing wrong with someone who likes Ja at number 2, but there's nothing wrong with someone taking RJ either. It's not an exact science. Talking about RJ Barrett, he said he's essentially the equivalent of a high school senior. He reclassed Duke. Now, if you guys go look it up and learn a bit about it. And we are going to do some breakdowns of, potential draft picks at number 3 for the New York Knicks. But RJ Barrett did reclass so that he could we're used to hearing players reclass down so that they can stay in high school an extra year. RJ Barrett actually reclassed up so that he could graduate and go to Duke. Right? That's a little bit different. But this is Bilas again. He's essentially the equivalent of a high school senior. He reclassed to go to Duke. He was supposed to be in high school this year, meaning the 2018-2019 season. He was supposed to be in high school, similar to what Marvin Bagley III did the year before. graduated high school early, or he would have been a one-and-done player coming into this year. Right? Again, Billis on R.J. Barrett. He can play anywhere. You can put him in any spot, and he can operate. He can initiate. He can play off the ball. He can do whatever you want him to do. The only thing right now, he's not a consistent perimeter jump shooter. But the list of players we've said that about over the years are in the Hall of Fame now, and it's a long one. Right? We said that about Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. We said that about a whole bunch of guys. He said RJ has every tool that you want in a player. And he said defense is not an issue to Billis. He said DJ is not an issue because of his length. He said though he was not measured at the combine, his wingspan at 6'10" at a high school all-star event. So saying in high school, he had a 6'10" wingspan. A year ago, he was the number 1 pick. Ja's fantastic, but I don't think it's a no-brainer that he should automatically go ahead of R.J. Barrett. If R.J. is the choice, it's a hell of a basketball player who has all-star potential. When you look at the way he rebounds, size, ability to get to the basket, he's the only guy on the roster that did not miss the game. He played sick, hurt, and played through everything. That said, Billis said, this is Jay Billis said, the Knicks may want to explore packaging the number 3 pick if it means netting superstar big man Anthony Davis. There's so many variables going into that trade, Billis said. It's going to take a lot more than the 3 pick to get AD and have some assurance he'll sign. The number 3 pick this year is a valuable commodity. So that's Jay Billis talking about R.J. Barrett, how he sees R.J. Barrett. He is a guy that you should trust when it comes to evaluating college talent, because he is very knowledgeable. He is a basketball junkie. He's a basketball guy, and you can trust Jay Billis on R.J. Barrett. So when he says he kind of reminds you of James Harden, maybe you should take him at his word. Now, talking and speaking of James Harden, MVP candidate James Harden who won the MVP last year, I don't want him to play like James Harden if he comes to the New York Knicks. You know what I mean? I don't want that, because it doesn't work. You look at the Houston Rockets right now. James Harden and Chris Paul, right? They're having problems surrounding ball movement, right?
Yeah.
And you can look at Houston's offense, and I mean everything just goes. It's terrible to watch, right? It's just terrible to watch. I do not like watching Houston play because it's just a crazy lack of ball movement, right? You're just standing there. Everybody stands around while James Harden decides what he's going to do with the basketball. It's a style of basketball to play, in my opinion.
Am I live?
Yeah, you're still live. It's a terrible style of basketball to play, and I don't want the Knicks to play that way.
Yeah, and if I could add something, Sim, I played basketball for many of years, and I was on a team that actually we were looking like Golden State. We were whooping people's behinds for like 4 or 5 seasons. Mm-hmm. We were playing in 3 rec leagues. We won each and every one a game, and it wasn't even close. It was like 20-point margin if we really had a bad game on hangovers and stuff like that. But we had a player like let's say like James Harden. He didn't play defense, and he also was, let's call it lightly, selfish. Mm-hmm. And for a longer period of time, you really don't want to play with a guy like that.
You don't.
It's not comfortable. He doesn't play on the defense. He only wants the ball on the offense. He's taking shots. He doesn't get back. and take the ball. But it's really tiring for guys that trying to play like that. I don't know how guys like to play with the Harden types and Westbrook types of players.
Yeah,
it's really and believe me, I wasn't like the main guy or something like that. I was like a role player, and for a longer period of time, it really makes you mentally tired and stuff like that. You stop liking the guy. So
yeah, and so I really do hope if he has James Harden's talent, of course you want that all day. Then it's going to be up to David Fizdale if we end up keeping RJ Barrett. Well, if we end up drafting and keeping RJ Barrett, it's going to be up to David Fizdale to make sure that he doesn't play that style of play. Now, David Fizdale kind of is a ISO type of coach, though. He, at least from what I've seen last year, I can only go from what I've seen last year. With Alonzo Trier. He was like the only guy, one of those only guys. He let Alonzo Trier kind of do what he wanted to do on the floor. RJ Barrett would be a rookie. He hasn't really earned his stripes yet, but so is Alonzo Trier. Now, if he's on a team with KD, you know what I mean? Who knows?
Well,
now,
he definitely won't be the fourth option.
Yeah, right. And listen, we've had a lot of people in this chat that have, talked about RJ Barrett and the fact that he likes to dominate the basketball, and how would that look if KD is here? That'd be very interesting. But Jay Billis compared James Harden, compared RJ Barrett to James Harden. It's not a bad comparison by far, but I just don't want the Knicks to play that style of basketball.
Yeah. Exactly, but the offensive repertoire of Harden, it's really fine. Just the defensive attitude and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As long as he's gonna try at least a little bit harder than Harden, I think it's gonna be quite good.
Yeah. And he does strike me as the kind of guy that will play defense. You know what I mean, or at least try and work hard to play defense. I will say that. Let me get around. I want to get around to some other people and see what they think about, RJ Barrett being compared to James Harden. I'm going to come to Devin. Devin, I'm coming to you, man. I want to know what you think about RJ Barrett being compared to James Harden, and, and what you think about that. What's going on? What do you think?
I mean, KD was already paired with James Harden. It was a success, so... sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that Jay Billis, he says that RJ Barrett has a lot of James Harden type attributes. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's obviously a good thing. Coming into the league, if he's playing with someone like KD, he's not gonna be the main. He's not gonna be the main guy with the ball. He's not gonna be the primary ball handler. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
and think about this. He's gonna listen to KD. So even if he thinks he's a ball hog, you're not telling KD, no, I'm gonna shoot it, because KD's the best shooter, arguably the best shooter in the world. So I feel like the respect level is gonna be too high for him to even think about being a selfish player, and that may be what he needs. That may be training him to be a team player.
Yeah.
Of course, he's gonna hustle on defense, though.
Yeah,
so Fizdale loves defense.
Yeah, the one thing I say, he could pass the ball. It's not like he's not a passer. The guy can pass, he's not the passer that Ja Morant is, and that's cool. He doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
He can pass though. You know what I mean? He can pass. So I'm not saying that he doesn't have those capabilities. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he doesn't have those capabilities.
They were saying he's not like a playmaker. He just passes just out when he's like about to, he can't make the basket, so he just passes out, like type stuff like that.
Yeah. He's kind of like. I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know if you were able to see this guy play, but he's kind of like a Jalen Rose. And Jalen Rose was my favorite player back in the day. Jalen Rose, I think, was a little bit. Yeah, I think Jalen Rose was pure point guard at heart. He's kind of like a Jalen Rose type of player. Jalen Rose, maybe a Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen could distribute, pass the basketball.
That is true.
High basketball IQ.
Right. But the X factor is defense. Like that's if he can score, that's great. But the X factor is the defense that we really want. Like if he could do both of those things decently, he could be our 2 guard. Like that's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just fill in the blanks with all the power forward. We need that, and of course point guard. We need that desperately.
James Swain in the YouTube chat said David Fizdale definitely would need to change his coaching style because I don't care who we get. ISO ball will get exposed in the playoffs. It will not work. Therefore, he must put in a system, period. And you know what, James? I agree with you, man. We've seen it. We've seen it with Rockets. And it's the reason why Chris Paul is having a problem. Him and James Harden was having a problem, I guess, after that loss. They went into the locker room and they had some words to each other. You know what I mean? Because, Chris Paul is a fiery dude anyway. And, Chris Paul is like, we need more ball movement. We need to move the ball. I guess, James Harden must have, taken some offense to it. And it was only so long before it was going to happen, to be real with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's, Chris Paul is that type of a fiery dude. And, but he's right, though. He's right. The ball needs to move. You know what I mean? The ball needs to move. Yeah. B-Baller for real said, ISO ball is working well for Toronto, though. It's not that much of an ISO ball, though. I mean.
Yeah. They got help. Kawhi got help.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot of penetration and kick. It's not that much of an ISO ball. It's not like the Rockets ISO ball. The Rockets ISO ball is just ridiculous. I mean, it's just like, give Harden the ball and move.
Go sit on the bench.
You know what I mean? And, sometimes it's really bad to watch. And for me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, give Harden the ball, move out the way, and let him pull some raggedy 3. At least that's the way it was in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Sometimes it was real bad to watch. They're gonna have to do. I know the Rockets owner said that they're gonna win with James Harden. Not playing that style of basketball, in my opinion, they're not gonna win with James Harden. You know what I'm saying? If they want to win with James Harden, they're gonna have to figure out another way, another style to play. Give Chris Paul the ball. Listen, Chris Paul don't have that many years left. Right? If you're coming back next year, you got Chris Paul next year. You know what I mean? Give Paul the ball. Let him orchestrate. See if he can orchestrate. You know what I mean?
That's not here.
So we'll see. We'll see what they do, man. I'm gonna come back to you, Devin. I want to find out what some other people think about RJ Barrett. Mark, who's Mark?
Say that. Hold on.
Who's Mark?
That's like when Steph Curry got hurt.
Who's Mark? You there?
Right. Yo, Jay Billis
compared RJ Barrett to James Harden. How do you take that?
How
you feel about it?
Because he's left-handed and he could score. Like he can score. He's a scorer. That's what he does.
Right.
But I think James Harden, when you watch him in college, he was more dominant than RJ Barrett. He could score better than RJ Barrett. He's a better playmaker than RJ. I think James Harden is just a better player coming out and playing in the NBA. You go watch James Harden averaged like 28 in college. When he got to OKC, he averaged 16 points, and I think like 5 assists. They even had him playing point guard.
Yeah.
They had him playing point guard coming off the bench.
Yeah.
His game, James Harden is remarkable. Yeah,
he is.
A lot of people might not like the way he plays, but you have to blame the coach and what he implemented. That pick and roll defense, that pick and roll offense, that's the reason why James played like that. I seen James play when he had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. He didn't play like that.
I agree with you.
He did not play like that.
Listen, I agree with you. Now, son actually is, in the chat, in the YouTube chat, it says, so, Sim, why is Harden getting the blame and not D'Antoni? D'Antoni is the head coach and is supposedly an offensive genius. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%.
That offense is one dimensional. dimensional, bro. That's Golden State love playing against the guys like Russell Westbrook that holds the ball. So they know where you're at. They know that you're stationary. Their offense is stationary. So smart teams like to go against teams like that. Now imagine if Houston Rockets would have had other.
Mark, we lost Mark. I don't know what happened.
I mean,
No, you not. We can't hear you. You got a black screen. There you go. You back now.
Oh, my bad. I flipped it by accident. Yeah. The D'Antoni system is easy to beat, bro. It can't get far. But I seen James Harden play with superstars and didn't have to play that way. It's just that it's D'Antoni's offense, man. I don't blame James Harden. He just has to play. Even when you listen to my interviews, I play this way because I have to. Because it's the offense. The coach don't have any type of other offensive plays for him. That's why Chris Paul is mad. Yeah. That's why it took a while for Chris Paul to start shooting threes, because he knew you have to play a way to go against Golden State. Even when you watch when Chris Paul played without James Harden, that one game where he dominated, it's about playing smart when you go against Golden State, because they will chew you up once they got you. And the way Chris Paul plays, it's a way to beat Golden State. You have to control tempo. And when you watch Chris Paul, when he go against Golden State, they control the tempo about Golden State. Yeah. Now, if you let Golden State get the tempo,
Let me ask you this. Chris Paul's getting older, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's in the last leg of his career. No doubt about it. You know, I mean, he's still a very good point guard.
I think that 2 years.
You know, but I don't want him on the Knicks.
No.
Because what is he, 32, 33?
Making 40 plus.
And his contract is this. It's 35 this year. Right?
Nice.
Hold up, I ain't even done. It's 35 this year, 38 next year, 41 in 2020-21, and then there's a player option for $44 million in 21-22.
Bro,
I know that the New York Knicks need a point guard, and I really did a long time ago. I wanted Chris Paul, way back in the day. You know, not back in the day, but way back when, the Knicks traded for Melo and all that.
Yeah.
I wanted
That's
Chris
when
Paul.
We got him.
But
that's 5 years ago.
Right, exactly. We got to stay away from this dude now.
Oh, no, that's not even
that's crazy, man.
You know where Houston messed up? They gave Capella $90 million. 90. I'd have had Capella walked.
I mean,
$90 million for him.
Listen.
He's not even Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, and listen, Houston. Okay, well, Houston right now, they have in 2019, 2020, $38 million tied up in Chris Paul, $38 million tied up in James Harden. You got Clint Capella, $16 million, Eric Gordon, $14 million. I mean, they're gonna have some flexibility, I guess, but they got a lot of money tied up in Chris Paul, James Harden, Clint Capella, and Eric Gordon.
Listen, if they give up either PJ Tucker or Eric Gordon, they're done. They're done. And think about this thing. This news that came out. Daryl Morey you don't see them firing everybody off the staff? They're trying to fire Mike D'Antoni.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? You should. I would. Okay, so, all I'm saying is, the Knicks better just stay far away from Chris Paul as possible. That's all I'm saying. I know, listen, we're talking point guards tonight, right? For anyone who's just joining us, we're talking point guards, and the Knicks are going to be in the market for a point guard this summer. We know it. Kyrie, LeBron James is trying to recruit him to L.A. He's going to choose between probably the Knicks and L.A. Maybe Boston still has a slight shot, but I don't think so. Right? Kemba Walker, if he was an option for the Knicks, he's now eligible for the supermax. It might take the Knicks out of the running for Kemba Walker. We talked about the possibilities of Mike Conley. Right? We know that the Knicks are going to be in need of a point guard. Stay away from Chris Paul. The contract is crazy. Stay
Stay
away.
what? And peep
Again,
this
his contract, $35 million this year, $38 million next year, $41 million in 2020-21, $44 million. It's a player option, so you know he's taking a player option. $44 million in 21-22.
Yo, Sim, people forgot about this.
Crazy.
You know what? You know why Kyrie's perfect for us? You want to know the difference between him being in Boston and him playing with Fizz? Brad Stevens didn't challenge Kyrie. He wasn't challenged. I think he let Kyrie like run amok.
Yeah. Well,
and I think Fizz can challenge him, and I think Kyrie would. I think it's a respect level that these cerebral players desire from a coach, bro.
Yeah.
That's why it's like with LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sean Mayers is asking about Rondo. How you feel about Rondo, Mark?
One thing about Rondo, I'll take him as a bench player. I ain't gonna hold you. Like when Rondo plays, bro, he's a smart player. If I could have him come off my bench as a point guard and run the off, he's cerebral, bro.
He is.
And listen, he's good with young players. Don't believe all that hype. He's good with young players, bro.
Very
true. The kid
true.
is cerebral. The kid is cerebral, bro. It's just you can't have him on a team that's not winning. Then it's a waste of time.
Would you take him as, if you had to, would you take him as your starting point guard?
No. Nope. Okay. Nope.
Okay.
No.
All right. Just asking. Just trying to figure out.
That's 40. Yo, I feel bad for Houston, man.
Trying to figure out. Ladies and gentlemen, man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. All right, ring that notification bell. You get a notification whenever I go live. You're going to want to stay updated. You're going to want to stay updated on what's going on with the New York Knicks all summer long. And it's going to be a hot summer. A lot of things going on this summer. So you're going to want, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Ring that notification bell. Okay? Ring that notification bell. Also, if you plan on going to baseball games, if you plan on going to concerts this summer, go to SeatGeek, SeatGeek.com. Put in the code NBK. You get $10 off your first purchase. All right? Remember that. We're coming down to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming down to the end of the show. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We've been on, for 2.5 hours. It's been a pretty good show. I think it's been a pretty good show. A lot of stuff to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yo, Houston's in a hole, bro.
Yeah, Houston is looking rough for Houston. It's definitely looking rough for Houston. Because
Mark,
what's it? You know what? Listen,
who I wanted as a free agent?
It looks rough in those salaries, but
look, who I want.
It looks rough in those salaries, but they find a way. Houston usually finds a way. But hey, Mark, man, I'm about to sign this off, man.
Player.
You hear me, Mark? I'm about to sign this off, man.
Sure will.
So, why don't you give me your last words? Why don't you give me your last words for the night, Mark? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, listen, man. Gear up, fellas, because there's a whole lot of stuff that's going to go down. Believe in Scott Perry. He put Fizz in a place because when you think of the whole totality, it's about him challenging Kevin Durant, especially Kyrie. Especially him. And I don't think Brad Stevens had the fervor he didn't have the fervor attitude to challenge Kyrie, his strong personality. That's why it's just everything just fall into place. But all I'm worried about, I want to see if Kevin Durant is going to take less money. And if he takes less money, we can do a lot more with this team. That's what I'm hoping more.
That's
true.
Anything. That's true.
If he takes less money, that sets the standard for the team. And it creates the whole coach. Once Kevin Durant get here, the coach is just set already.
Yeah.
When you have a player like that, his demeanor is not me. That's why I love Kevin Durant. Not me. So when we land him, Fizdale's there to coach them. and I think he has the fervor to stand up to them because he's a people person, and he's gonna get the guys to do things that's necessary to win. That's why Kyrie, I'm not worried about Kyrie because I think Fizdale, because him dealing with LeBron and things like that, there's a reason why they're good people with LeBron. LeBron keeps people close to who he really, really like.
Yeah. All right.
So everybody, man, it's gonna be a great summer. I hope so. And guess what? When Kevin Durant gets here, James Dolan's gonna give him the whole house. So we don't have to worry about James Dolan. He wants them. And he said he's stepping away. So we don't have to worry about Dolan, guys. So don't worry about that.
All right. All
You
right.
just need the guy to land.
All right, Mark.
Holla back, y'all.
All right, man. Peace. Have a good weekend, my man. Have a good weekend. All right. Big Freezy. Give me some last words, man.
Yo, I have never seen a human talk for like 2 hours straight, man. That dude who's walking has got crazy energy. I love this dude, man.
Yeah, Mark got energy.
That dude talked for like, dog, I'm telling you, 2 straight hours, man.
Trust me, I know, man.
But hey, shout out to Who's Walk, man, because he passionate about them Knicks. But I think right now what it is, the Knicks fans are getting is cold feet. The KD and Kyrie thing is in the bag, period. We're going to draft RJ Barrett. And RJ Barrett is a combo of Kobe and James Harden. And the best thing that we could do for a rookie with that much upside is have him play alongside of NBA champions. Right, exactly. So he can learn on the fly. So by the time Kyrie and KD step away, we'll have the one thing we've been wanting for 50 years, a homegrown superstar. You know, that's the one thing a lot of Knicks fans want. And I think that's what we'll get with RJ Barrett if we just be patient with him and let him play. So those are my last words, man. And I'm just going to tell everybody, have a good night, man. And I'll holler at y'all next week.
Appreciate you, Big Freezy. Talk to you next week, man. Peace. Have a good weekend.
All right.
Good weekend.
Man. Yeah, man. Yep.
Right. Andy, give us some last words, man.
Well, yeah, we had a really good chat in the appearing. I'm inviting all you guys from the regular chat to join us. We have still a few spots. The room is 12 big, so today we had like 8 people, so it's still 4 spots open.
That's right.
Yeah, really join in. It's really fun, and it's like you got the show double, because you can rewatch the show when Sim is talking with us, and other things differently is all in the chat.
Yeah, man.
That's a lifetime experience when you get in, when you have an opportunity to chat with the guys, and we move really plenty of basketball subjects here. So I'm really inviting you guys in.
Yeah, man. Come in, man. Appear.in/NBK, man. There's only so many slots, so people who get in, get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
So have a nice weekend, guys.
All right, man. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to the kitchen fix some breakfast for the family.
All right, there you go. Happy Mother's Day to your family, man.
Yo, thanks.
All
Peace.
right. Have a good one. All right, OG Mark, it's on you, man.
Well, okay, I'd like to start out by saying thank you to all our veterans, for sacrificing and for what they had to give up for us to be here living the American dream. But getting back to basketball, I think that we're in a really cool spot no matter what happens. A quick thing that we were even talking about in the chat, which was an amazing conversation. Too bad the fans can't hear what's going on in the background. But with Anthony Davis, I think the best thing that we could do for Anthony Davis is let him spend one more year out in the NBA elsewhere, and then come to us without all these strings attached to him, so that we don't have to give up so much. But I think that would leave us a little bit more flexibility and be able to hold on to some of these younger guys, because I'm having a hard time parting with them.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. Well, only thing I can say is, if this happens with KD, yeah, everything is going to be on the table, man. I think everything's going to be on the table.
Yeah, I think KD and Kyrie are going to happen, Sim. But it's just when we get back to this, Anthony Davis trade, it just seems like it's going to cost too much. We were talking. I would, like I said in the chat, I would much rather have Kawhi Leonard and skip AD for this season, and I think that that's their main move that they're going to make. And if we could have maybe even a conversation a little bit about it in a coming show, but Kawhi Leonard, if you go with him and you get to keep your young picks and you get to keep your draft picks, and you even have room to make some other moves. If Anthony Davis could do the right thing by the team, it's just sit it out, man. It's just asking way too much for us to give up so much to get to him. I would rather make a move for Kawhi, fill it out from there. What do you think?
I would love to make a move for Kawhi.
I think they're going to get a meeting, Sam. I think the Knicks are getting a meeting.
Okay. All right. They might. I think it's...
There's more connections there. Without getting into it right now, there's some connections there.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. I think New Balance would love for him to be in New York. I can tell you that.
Wow, that would be great for that brand, right?
Yeah.
That would be like a resurrection.
Right. They would love for him to be in New York or LA.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
That would literally take a brand and put it right in the upper echelons in the NBA mind.
Yeah,
in the fans' minds.
It might.
We buy a lot of product.
Yeah. All right, Mark, man.
All right, man.
I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a safe weekend, everybody, and God bless America and our veterans.
No, without a doubt. God bless our veterans, man. We thank you.
Amen.
We thank you for everything you do for our country.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
Happy
man.
Memorial Day weekend, Sim. Looking forward to the next show.
Here. All right.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the end of the show, and I want you to remember to subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. All right, so you can get notified anytime that I go live. But also, if you want to get a jump on these opening night tickets, you put a down payment down now. All right, the link is in the YouTube chat, nothingbutnicks.com. And also, I'm looking for people who want to help with content, man. If you feel like you are a Knicks creator, if you would like to write, blog on the website, hit me up. Put my email in the chat, right? And there you go. You know what I'm saying? And then we could talk about, details and stuff like that. But, if you want to put some content on Nothing But Knicks, obviously you would send it to me. I will review it. And if I think it's good, we'll put it up there. You want to be a blogger on the website, hit me up. We can get that done too. All right. Have yourselves a great weekend. Enjoy Memorial Day weekend. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you shout out any vets that you see, any vets that you know. I'm sure you have family members who are vets. I'm sure maybe some of you are vets, and if you are, thank you. Okay? And I will be back on Monday night. Enjoy your weekend. Be peaceful.